everyone, I'm Dresch.
And I am Ryan Howe.
And you're listening to
The Dresch Code.
Dresch Code. Where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, life in general, and fun stuff like that.
Life, the universe, and everything.
And this is episode 12, I think. Yes. 1, 2.
I knew the count.
Buckle my shoe.
1, 2.
I thought you were going to count to 12. I was like, oh.
See. Okay, let's recap. First episode we had
Previously on the Dresch Code.
First episode.
You're not my father.
Second episode, I just slap Ryan. Third episode, he slaps me. And then the fourth episode, Robert slaps all of us. And then the cycle begins.
And then the fifth episode is Robert's dead. But by the seventh episode, I'm back, so it's cool.
Where'd you go?
Unexplainable.
I went
will be
to...
explained later.
Yeah,
This is like 6 months prior.
We write it off as my evil twin was like posing as me or something.
And then you spent a few days at the Coffee Cup in Vermilion.
Yep.
And
hey, that's a great establishment.
I was just there Saturday night.
Establishment.
They have a truck that says My Trucking Company on it. And I was like, I didn't buy it.
Oh,
your
post, yeah, I saw
that's
that.
what it was from.
Yep.
And
that was a real knee slapper.
Yeah.
Two times.
My buddy goes, how the hell did you not buy that?
Money?
Yeah. You know, whatever.
For $3.99.
Yeah, depending on the price.
Did you say $3.99?
$3.99.
5-finger discount.
$3.99. If there's any people from the Coffee Cup watching right now, please comment the price and I will reconsider. But, so how this show works is I have a bucket full of topics about music, pop culture,
a jucket,
movies.
if you will.
A jucket, which sounds derogatory, but it is not.
We checked.
We checked online. And...
WPC.
And yes, and we're going to be talking about any one of these topics. I will pull the topic out, or Ryan will pull the topic out.
I thought we were all just here hanging out. What's going on right now?
What is that?
It's basically that under the pretext.
This is like a great time hanging out with friends.
Right. So we decide.
Friends are just men.
Yeah,
Right.
Yes.
We decide if the topic passes or fails the Dresch Code.
Okay.
If it passes, yes, we will.
Is that a play on words?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
code?
Dress code.
Man, I am just
What?
killing it right now.
This is egregious.
I trust the metal of this room. I think we're gonna be pretty like-minded.
It's gonna be great.
Never thought rednecks would know large words like that is ubiquitous.
Comic Sans.
Y'all got any of that Modest Mouse up in here? My favorite, besides Elliot Smith. Anyways. You know the best episodes are where we don't even start a topic till the 10-minute mark. You know that's gonna be...
It's always outside.
Zach, who do we have in the room with us?
I will tell you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Around the round table, but it's a couch. Lena Howe,
Yeah.
actress extraordinaire, because we're all extraordinary in this house.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
Music aficionado and a good friend of mine, Garrett Rahn.
Oh, geez.
Extraordinaire.
Extraordinary.
That's a big shoot to fill.
Was our applause not good enough for you, Robert?
Wow. No.
I get the fake applause. I like that.
Shit, I was off camera when I did that, so that nonverbal was useless.
Oh. Well, I found it great.
Thank you.
And finally, the man, the myth, the legend, journalist at Subway, Simon Floss.
I'll give you all the dirty details on that $5 footlong.
Yeah. All right, so shall we start with our first?
And then we're gonna take the White House.
I watched the L Word on Showtime.
With gusto.
I miss him.
I'm it too. He's still alive. He's still.
You gotta clarify.
Yeah.
Shall we start the first topic?
That would be great.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan, do you want to start?
I would thank you.
All right,
Thank you. I've been waiting for this for weeks.
Since the last episode.
Ooh, which has been weeks.
You don't have a watch on.
It's part of the. It's part of the gimmick.
Part of the ambiance.
Okay.
Do farewell tours mean anything at all?
Pass or fail? Yes or no? Should we talk
Pass.
about that?
Pass.
I'll talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah, we
that.
can talk about it.
I was gonna say no.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
It only
Oh.
does if they're dead.
That's
the
just
thing.
Because I think I within like the last like 3 or 4 days, I actually just saw that Kiss
Yeah.
came up with a farewell tour.
Do you think they're gonna hang it up after that? No.
I really doubt it.
See, yeah, they like if people actually stay true to what they're doing or like saying that they're gonna do and not do it, then like it's incredible. Like Kobe Bryant's farewell tour was awesome because one, he went out with 60 points in a basketball game at age 38, 37, and yeah, he did shoot 50 times, but who cares? And he won. He
Basketballs, I
beat
just
he
wanna
beat a
clarify.
team that the Lakers had no business beating. Anyway, and he said that he wasn't gonna come back, and he hasn't. He says, "I'm done with basketball."
No. If he came back at age 50, how weird would that be?
Michael Jordan says he's gonna do it all the time.
I can try.
I don't know, man. Kobe, he could maybe do it. I'm being very nice about it, but I think he could.
But could
That-
Scottie Pippen do it? Did he?
That
Is
Big
Space
Three
Jam
basketball
involved in
league
this?
is
No.
Is it
No
You know,
aliens are
two.
involved.
the
No.
Big
I'm
Three
not
basketball
interested.
league.
No.
Not interested.
It's like for retired players.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you see
I
the
watched a
Onion-
couple games and I was like, "Oh man, this is sad."
Did you see the Onion article? Kevin Hart still thinks he's going to be in Space Jam 2. He's waiting for the call.
That is awesome.
This is good.
It's the best.
It's
Wow. Someone other than Robbie commented first. This is a miracle.
That's Kane Harris.
Definitely
Okay.
not the first farewell Kiss
Oh, I
tour.
didn't realize that Kiss had already done a previous farewell.
Oh, in
I didn't
2000.
either.
In 2000
No
they did.
kidding.
With the classic lineup, and then Paul and Gene came back with hired guns for the replacement. However, those hired guns, I know way too much about this topic.
Bring it on.
The hired guns actually played on a lot of the old Kiss albums,
Oh, okay.
and Ace and Peter Criss were faking playing it live, or they played it live, but they didn't do the recordings. It wasn't good enough,
Wow.
I think.
Wow.
So it's one of those things that I don't even think Paul and Gene played half the time, to be honest with you. So it's just like they kept their voices because obviously, how can you replicate Paul's?
Right.
So, like, I have a full album. This is a sidebar. I have a full album dedicated to Paul Stanley's banter from the 70s. It's called "Let Me Get This Off My Chest."
How frequently do you listen to that?
Once
About once a week.
Once a week. The best one is, "Richmond, you have made this show the best show on the tour." And that,
But why? Why Richmond?
I don't know.
Nobody will ever.
Maybe
And-
he really liked it.
Most of the tracks begin with Paul going, "Yeah!" So, Richmond! And he just does some spiel about how much he loves Richmond, and it's probably a lie. It's stadiums, you gotta say the same thing every night. Like,
Yeah.
Like Metallica, where they're like, "Seriously, this is the best show we've done on this tour." I'm like, "Don't." Can we swear?
Lena?
Can we swear?
yeah.
Oh, you fuck
I was
yeah.
like,
Oh,
dude, don't,
That's
Lars,
a good
don't
question.
bullshit me.
Yeah.
I
Don't.
was like, you say that every
But-
fucking night.
It
But
was a
what
great
if
show,
it
though.
actually was?
There was part of me that's like, maybe he's not lying. Maybe.
Part of me thought
never
because
know.
Kirk Hammett ate shit on the ground
Oh, he-
during For Whom the Bell Tolls. He
Oh.
fell.
Yeah.
I thought you meant literally.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no.
I thought we were getting into like an Ozzy Osbourne bat situation.
No.
Yeah, but with
No.
who?
I thought it was a fake.
No.
I thought it was a fake turd. It was a real turd. I bit it. Bad idea.
I just rolled with it because
Yeah.
at that point I was too far in, so then I ate the rest of it.
I was 5 rows of people from the front, and I saw Kirk.
humble brag.
Dirt off your shoulder.
It was such a cool setup, and then I was right up front when.
Can you take that pillow off the microphone?
Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I was like 5 rows from the front when James goes, "I got something else to say." No, I don't. Oh wait, yeah, I do. Give me fuel, give me fire. I'm like, oh, this is so.
Oh, that was good. That was fun.
And they
It was pretty hyped.
yeah,
Your body was
they
ready.
recorded the whole show professionally, and then we could all download it afterwards. And I downloaded it, and I listened to it once today. And his banter is so awkward but so beautiful. He goes, "Sioux Falls, Metallica loves you."
reading off this cue card.
Yeah.
Sue X Falls.
I got a question for you. Well, it's a dumb question, but are you alive? And like all this.
I don't know. Are we?
Yeah, are we?
Oh, that got existential.
And then during one part,
Are we in the
song,
Matrix? Is that what?
Is that
yeah,
the
we
next
are.
question?
It's the next question.
Ooh.
Tell us
Last
you.
thing about Metallica, then I'll stop. In the middle of Seek and Destroy, James goes, "Oh yeah!" And the audience.
Were you
goes,
expecting
"Oh,
the Kool-Aid guy to just emerge?
yeah." Yes.
Yeah.
But
He
James,
drops in on
but
a-
James Hetfield in Kool-Aid Man costume.
They-
Oh yeah! Great show, and I get to relive it. And if you listen to For Whom the Bell Tolls, you can hear Kirk Hammett stop playing his guitar, and that's when he falls.
Holy,
Oh yeah.
that's funny.
The compression on Stadium Arcade has nothing on this episode.
Hi, Adam.
Oh boy.
I like the Stadium Arcadium comment.
Yeah.
I'm a big Chili Peppers fan. So
Yeah.
auction. Well, man, I've got a tattoo of like
Right.
on my
Oh, do you?
sleeve. Yeah, it's my favorite band of all time. And side note. Anyways,
Yeah.
No, they're amazing.
Are we
They're
talking
so
about
good.
that we do like the Stadium Arcadium album?
I love
do.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
that was in my.
They
the
constantly
last-
just keep reinventing themselves, and I don't know how they do it. It's insane. They're the most recent one, Dark Necessities.
Yeah.
That's right up there with Stadium Arcadium for me.
I love
That's-
that.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
and
It's incredible.
I feel like you're gonna get me going on this whole tangent.
Start
but-
it. Nerd out.
yeah.
So I'm with you. While it was great, Josh Klinghoffer was very like green, very like didn't know where to find himself in the band. The Getaway, he knows what he's doing now.
Yeah.
like you can hear it.
Yeah.
it's good.
I like him a lot, but for Shante, just can't
Yeah,
You can't
be
replace
replaced.
Frusciante.
Yeah. Guy's
you
incredible.
can't. Unfortunately, fortunately that you can't because he's specific. But yeah, either way, he's crucial.
Paul commented, Stadium Arcadium passes the Dresch code. The brick wall limiter does not pass. Thanks, Paul. How are you? And Lee. And Adam.
We're gonna like that.
Yeah.
Like,
So, next topic.
Yeah.
If this one's about Metallica, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Yeah! Ooh!
So-
Ooh, yeah! You make us feel good. He says that a lot too.
You make us feel good.
He's killing it though.
I bet he only said that to us too.
Yeah.
I love Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer had a great story. Okay, real quick. He had a great
The
story.
Metallica episode.
Right? Jim Brewer talked about how he was asked to perform at this MTV Icon thing for Metallica where he just impersonated Metallica for like 5 minutes. And
He does a phenomenal job.
it's so good. It's so great. Yeah, I love it. And then MTV called him and they said, "Hey, we got a problem. All the flights to New York are booked, but we can get you a private jet." And he throws the microphone down. Sure. And the only other person on the private jet is Ozzy Osbourne.
What?
And Ozzy keeps walking around. He's like, "This is Osbourne's Ozzy." So this is like, what?
Oh, yeah.
And so he's like, with his chains, he's walking on the plane. Ding, 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 he keeps hitting turbulence like. And I got the courage to walk up to Ozzy. I said, "Ozzy, oh man, you're my favorite. War Pigs is one of my favorite songs of all time because all my brothers were in war and they came back and that song means the world to me. Thank you so much." And Ozzy looks at me dead in the face and I'll never forget if I get choked up. He said, "Son." It was the best story. This build-up was just so like. Anyways,
It's beautiful.
So,
next topic. If this is about Metallica, I swear to God. Okay.
The universe will be speaking to you.
Right. What genre do you not like as much, or do you only go back to because of nostalgia? I'll talk about this.
ooh, yeah.
Huh.
Pass.
Yeah.
Pass it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pass it.
That's it. Oh, yeah.
Contemporary Christian.
Next subject.
Do you revisit it? Is that
Oh, every once in a while.
every so often
Yeah,
for
just-
nostalgic purposes?
Yeah, just, good old 90s Christian rock.
Like-
Newsboys had some jams.
I was just gonna say, Newsboys and
Newsboys
DC
had a
Talk
bunch of
rule.
hits.
I don't care what anybody says.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to think. I don't think there's a genre that I don't still listen to. Honestly.
Does Relient K count as contemporary Christian?
Yes.
I fuck with Relient K.
So
Is that what Relient K? Okay, I was like, wait.
Is that? I don't know. I just know.
Just
that.
a girl.
Oh, that's Click 5.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're
sorry.
right. You're absolutely
Sorry.
right.
I wonder if they were Christian. I know it's hard to say
I
that.
won't go with yes.
Sorry.
We're gonna go with yeah.
That triggered that. I figured that was that song. My bad.
Triggered.
Relient K. Yeah, triggered.
dude. So like music, I think, and this like I feel fair enough bringing this up. I think music is the biggest time transporter of all time.
Big
Yeah.
time.
Yeah,
For sure.
like
Other than that
it's
time transporter. That
well, yeah. I mean, other than an actual one, but yeah,
It's
like
coming soon there. You betcha.
yeah.
Bet your lucky stars. But yeah, otherwise pop punk for me is a nostalgia. Like
Yeah.
I don't listen to it as much as I used to. If I do listen to that genre, it's the older bands from like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like
I would agree with that.
the Green Days, the Sum 41s, the Blink-182s.
Yes.
I can't listen to newer bands because it's like they're all backwards baseball caps and they're all accused of sexual assault. But like
As I lay
it's
down.
the dark side.
No, that's not sexual
I
assault.
thought that was
that's
Lost
murder.
Prophets.
That's straight up murder.
Wasn't Lost Prophets? Wasn't that the one?
Oh, that's the
Oh
ugly
yeah,
one.
that's
Yeah.
That's the ugly
Let's just not.
Oof.
Sorry. Let's scratch
Yeah.
that from the docket.
Oof.
That was a
Duh.
weird sideswipe. The old bands are the ones I hold dear.
Yeah.
That's
I'll go with pop punk for me too. Is
Yeah.
a genre that like I don't listen to very much anymore, but revisit for nostalgia purposes.
And if the old, if the old bands release new stuff, I will still listen to that too.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Alkaline Trio, for example. I guess they're not really pop punk; they're more of a goth punk.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Different.
Definitely.
They have that vibe occasionally, but it's
Yeah. Absolutely. And then 90s country. I'll go with 90s
Oh, sure.
country.
Yeah.
Everybody says that they don't like country, but I guarantee
Well,
you have one favorite
I
country
do
song.
like country.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of country, but like
Right.
I do have some country in my library.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I guess that's like what comes to mind is like obviously like Garth Brooks was like the biggest in the '90s, and then like
Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
I don't know. There's just like random country songs that just pop into my head with that.
McCoy.
I think like country, and everybody has their own opinion, which is so great about life.
Yes.
And I think country peaked in like the 1950s and 60s. Like the Sattler Brothers, I can listen to all day long. They are just utterly incredible. And like, yeah, country nowadays, it's not so bad. I like to say that I
It's more
don't like
pop,
it,
though.
but like,
Right.
it's good.
I don't know. I guess I haven't listened to any recent country songs.
Yeah.
That I'm interested in.
I
don't
like Chris
seek it out.
Stapleton.
Yeah.
Chris Stapleton's good.
He sang Tennessee Whiskey, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
There's this other one that I heard over the weekend. I'm gonna pull it up on my Shazam because I was like, who is this? I need to find out.
Anderson East is really good.
Yeah.
He's newer.
How do you guys feel about Toby Keith?
My old man.
Sturgill, whatever his name is.
Oh, Sturgill Simpson.
Yes, that is.
He's been around for a while, but he's only put out like 3 albums that have been the last 5 years, and they're fantastic. He was on SNL a couple years ago, and he crushed it. He did like a whole song, like an 8-minute song with all of his backing band doing solos and all this stuff. It was like a Blues Brothers kind of thing, which was
Nice.
super cool. And he has this really thick country southern accent voice. I don't know how to describe it, but he just has such a good voice.
The voice is fantastic, but like the music behind it isn't necessarily what you'd consider like country these
yeah.
days. Yeah, it's a really nice blend. It's kind of a unique sound.
Like more bluesy? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would say.
He
Yeah.
covered In Bloom by Nirvana on that album too.
Nice.
That
Crazy.
That would be solid.
Yeah, it was.
An interesting listen for sure.
Yeah,
That song I was talking about is called "A Long Hot Summer Day" by Turnpike Troubadours.
I've heard of
It's
that.
a really good song. I was like, not very many country songs get me into like the I gotta find out who this is. That was one. So
That
like
was
check it
the
out.
one.
It was awesome.
There's also the genre that I used to go to for a while called 2012 folk music, where folk
pray
was
tell.
like top 40 mainstream for a year.
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Monsters and Men, Ed
Yeah.
Sheeran. He's still popular, but at the time more folk. And like
Mumford and Sons.
Mumford and
Yeah.
Sons,
Yeah.
the Lumineers,
Yeah.
all that
Yep.
kind of stuff. For like a year, everyone had to dress in suspenders and look poor.
And have a
And
have one. So like the pugilist mustache.
Please.
yeah.
Well, if I could grow one of those, I would absolutely rock it.
Oh, dude, yeah,
I cannot.
totally.
though.
You've
surprised-
tried.
Oh, I have tried, and it has not turned out
Everyone
good.
has told you not to try.
Yeah. Hey, how's it
Don't
going,
even-
Simon? You don't look good. Oh, thanks.
Is this thing on my face? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, it is exactly what I'm saying.
Do I remember your freshman year, my sophomore year? Like we played a ton of that kind of stuff that year.
Yeah, and Carolina said, "Can you stop? It's giving me a migraine."
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
I think what else was there that was kind of around that year? That year.
2012. I'd say probably at the height of its popularity was dubstep.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'd say.
I never, even when dubstep came out as a thing, I still hated it.
I'm not.
Is
yeah.
dubstep still a thing?
No.
too.
Not-
Oh.
Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
I still
Oh,
haven't
yeah.
seen that.
Is dubstep still a thing? And then like they play Bangarang by Skrillex during that.
Oh,
Oh, dude, it was.
Skrillex.
I have kind of a softie for that album.
Oh sure.
I'm kind of a softie for it.
I never got into Skrillex, but that's because I was really into From First to Last.
Oh,
when
sure, yeah.
Sonny was like, was he 14 or something?
Yeah, emo. He went back to that band.
Yeah.
Just recently.
He's still doing stuff, isn't he?
Yeah.
Skrillex?
Yeah.
Not as frequently. I think he's actually more producing
From
now.
First to Last
He
came out with a
produced
new album.
Incubus's newest album.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting
And
mix.
it was weird. They
It
actually.
was weird.
No, it was good. They didn't plan on having him mix it. But he was like one of the tracks. He's like, I think I can do something with this, and they loved it, and so they did. They're like, why don't you just do the rest of the album?
Wow.
So sure. And then the producer, I'm sure he wasn't happy about that. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I put
No.
together this whole album. Oh fuck you guys. It was still a good album, but it's got that. Occasionally, you'll hear the Skrillex mix. It makes sense because they have a turntablist in the band. Yeah.
Didn't he do something with Korn? Very briefly?
Yeah. The album called Path of Totality.
Yeah.
I think.
Was it a whole album or was it just a song?
I remember.
Because
Bobby Coleman loves Korn, and he loves that.
What?
Oh, Bobby.
He doesn't.
That
I don't
actually
think
doesn't surprise
nowadays he doesn't really as wear it
Openly?
like openly. But he'll be like every once in a while we'll show up to rehearsal and like he'll be like, I just listened to some Korn today.
Hey, Korn's good, man.
My
I
favorite.
like Korn when I was in middle school.
Right. I still I did too. Yeah. There was one night where Bobby goes, "Hey, there's the Godsmack show coming up. You guys gonna go?" And Doug and I are like, "No." And he goes, "Yeah, me neither."
Makes me
Poor
think
guy.
Makes me think of Garth off of Wayne's World.
Oh.
Yeah.
The whole Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah.
Did
Dress
you
up like
ever?
a
I just
bunny.
quoted Garth today. I said, "It's like a new pair of underwear. At first, it's constricted, but after a while, it becomes a part of you."
I
I
quote
gotta
that
go.
movie daily.
Me too.
You're gonna spew into this. You're gonna spew, man. Spew into
I
this.
thought I had mono for a whole month. Turns out I was just bored.
We're just
What was
punishment
the
for
point of that
shoplifting.
room? I don't know. I've always just wanted to open a door to a room of ninjas training for like a mission.
Impossible. Oh,
I got you a gun rack.
oh.
Why is it that when a man kills another man, it's called heroic? But when a man kills another man,
right.
it's called murder. Hello.
Oh. It's
Only Garth and I get to talk to the camera. I need to go watch the movie like now. I'm like, as soon as I'm done here, I'm going to watch the movie.
Yep.
Next.
Speaking of
Bring up-
movies,
yeah.
I was like heartbroken that Netflix, if you're watching this right now, I don't know where the camera is, why in God's great, glorious name did you take Jaws off of Netflix? That is the greatest movie of all time.
Because you couldn't possibly have Jaws and Scott Pilgrim both on Netflix at the same time. Can't do
Too
it.
much greatness.
At least they have my other favorite movie, the documentary Chicken Run.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It is the best documentary. The second
is.
best documentary being Surf's Up.
Oh yeah, yes, yep. Closely followed by another shark movie, Sharknado. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep.
What are they on for that now anyway?
Like
Is it
5?
7?
I don't know.
Not enough.
Tara reads in the new one, so you know it's good.
Oh, yeah. It's so
But if she
good.
turns sideways, you can't see her.
It's
They're on 6.
it's like how they keep making Tremors movies.
Oh yeah.
But no Kevin Bacon.
I
But
was
Tremors
just
was
gonna
the
say
one where his head
that.
exploded,
Just-
right? Was that Tremors?
No, that's Scanners.
Oh,
Scanners,
Reba.
my bad. Sorry.
Reba. Oh. I'm Reba.
This sounds vaguely familiar. Is beige really worthy of all the flack it takes in the color wheel?
This one has been turned down before on the Dresch
I'm going
code.
with.
Don't tell them that.
Do you want to turn it down? I guess I don't have anything to say about beige.
Yeah, I
I
don't
kind of want to
really-
keep it
Sorry.
for the rest of the series running. Boy,
I feel like beige itself is just something that no one feels strongly about.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's like-
it's beige.
It's a color.
I hate beige.
There we go.
Let me tell you something about beige. Your neutralness. It's a beige alert. If I don't make it, tell my wife I said hello.
when Beyonce
What's
wears
with the beige agenda? I mean, am I right?
when Beyonce wears beige, and she's Queen Beige.
I get it, because...
Never make that sound again. This is another throwback.
Should we tell that story briefly?
Go for it.
During one of the musicals we did at USF, I was into Pablo Francisco's stand-up specials,
Okay.
and he had a bit where he went into a strip club, and he couldn't wear a hat while watching the dancers because it was disrespectful to the strippers.
Like
and
the
the-
American flag.
Right.
Okay.
And the bouncer talked in this weird voice like, "Hey man, you're off the hat. You done for well? Come on." And during rehearsals, I kept saying it.
Which everyone else kept doing it?
And even during rehearsals on stage, there's a scene where I play a boss telling my employees what's what. I don't even know what the scene was about.
Telling them what's what.
What's what? And then Jagger Grand did it. I go, "Gentlemen," and then Jagger goes,
And Joe Overmule, our director, just loses it and goes, "Never make that sound again." Oh, wow. Good times.
for a couple rehearsals, it was the whole time. It was just this all going. So yeah.
Sounds like great theater.
Oh, it was a great story.
It
was fun.
good.
Good times. Good times.
So, next topic.
All right.
Good segue.
Yeah.
Oh.
What albums changed your life or the way you look at music?
Oh,
Pass or
man.
fail?
Pass that.
Yeah.
Yes.
American Idiot.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Why?
I'm so shocked, Zach.
I know.
You did an entire speech on this in college.
What? I did.
You did.
Oh
I remember it.
Oh. I didn't even know it was just the right place at the right time kind of album.
Yeah.
Which
I would
sounds
agree.
cheesy as hell.
No, I get it, man.
They had everything. I love bands that have it all locked in, the aesthetic, the catchy music, and the energy. It was just it all connected with me. And then I had been a fan of Green Day before, but like a mega fan when that album came out. So I was like, oh, I like Dookie, that was cool. And then I got Dookie more when I turned 18. I was like, oh, I get what these songs are about now.
I have a couple albums like that. Green Day or American Idiot being one of them. Eminem Show was another one, and then Stadium Arcadium was another one too. Because it was just like the weird timing, like just everything it was like monumental for like that period of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The first
It's
Parental Advisory album I ever owned. I felt like a badass.
Eminem Show or
American Idiot.
Oh, okay.
'Cause they didn't
Oh, yeah.
sell an edited version at Walmart because Green Day refused because they were badass.
Yeah.
Stick to your guns though, man.
Yeah.
It's more than just money.
Fuck you, Walmart.
Oh, sorry, the Walmart bit.
Stick it
You
to the
Walmart. I used to buy the edited versions at Walmart before then. I bought the Marshall Mathers LP edited. Nothing was censored except like 2 fucks.
I was gonna say, how
Right.
does
Well,
that
like-
even translate?
Yeah. They
It
kept
doesn't-
everything in except the F word. Like
Oh
shit
my-
was kept in, like everything was kept
In
in.
retrospect, though, because I remember hearing the Eminem Show,
Yeah.
the edited version of that, and it's funny, dude. Like
Yeah.
they went out of their way to be funny about the edits that they did.
Yeah.
Like on My Dad's Gone Crazy, he says pussy a lot,
Yeah.
and he did like a bunch of cat noises on every time he said pussy.
Oh my
It was awesome.
That sounds great.
Like
Song
YouTube it.
you did.
It's got to be on there. It's amazing.
The Teenager's Homecoming.
Yes.
There's I don't know if I should say the words. It's a French band that just talked about hooking up with these women, and it was such a stupid song, but it's so catchy. And the chorus is "I effed my American cunt." And I replaced both F and CUNT with like bike horns. I edited the song myself because I wanted to play it on KCFS, but I know we couldn't.
Yeah, no kidding.
And so I just kept going, my American.
Oh man.
And
It was
it was fun.
exciting.
I can't remember. It was fun to just. There was one DMX song, "Party Up" by DMX. We got so many requests by Bobby to play that on KCFS.
Ryan's facial expression.
He just goes, "We gotta play DMX." And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll find a clean version. We'll figure it out. And "Party Up," they replaced all the swear words with DMX going, "What?"
Yo.
I love that dude.
I love DMX.
Yeah,
so
DMX.
much.
So good.
Even with his stuff edited, like I think it was the same song, because like if it wasn't like the what is the woo,
Or the dog bark.
yeah,
I just gotta get my arc sucked.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
I wonder what he says there.
Vacuum.
Yeah. Carpet.
Some guy last week, I overheard him talking at Hy-Vee.
You just creeping in the aisles?
No.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about the rain, like soaking up the carpet. And,
okay.
and he was talking about cleaning with the rug doctor, and he goes, I was just sucking and sucking and sucking. I'm like, someone could walk in at the worst time right now.
Keep
And
going.
like, you could have phrased it like, I was just cleaning, it took a long time. You just had to go, I was sucking and sucking.
Was he also doing that hand motion?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I think he kind of was. He was doing like like, dude, put your hand down.
Would that be
I'm getting
worse?
uncomfortable just watching you talk about this story.
I was just okay. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I have to say one of the most influential albums for me is any album by ICP. I'm just kidding.
I was like, wow.
Whoa.
Will
Just playing.
if I ever visit you, will you have a bunch of Fago in your fridge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spray it all over his
Yeah.
face.
Like,
No, I have to say Iowa by Slipknot when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Was really, I was a very angry child, so that was a bonus. Mellowed out. It happens. Now I listen to Fred Durst.
Dude, Limp Bizkit is life.
Yes!
This is the second time I've said this in like 3 days.
just one of those days.
It's just one of those days.
I know I talk about this all the time,
I
but
don't
John
get you
Bellion's
song.
Human Condition is like that one for me because I never really listened to newer music. I was always like Billy Joel and Elton John. And, yeah. I was like I was always that. So like John Bellion was like one of the few newer artists that I really got behind and just absolutely loved. It was just amazing that somebody in this day and age actually values like lyricism. Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that comes back. I hope the quality of lyrics and everything that that type of musicianship comes back.
It's
Needs
there,
to.
it's just not for top 40.
You know, I
It's
mean,
not.
like,
It's
music
really not.
in a lot of ways is meant to tell a story. And, like, you know, a beautiful way to tell a story is lyricism and things like
Yeah.
that. So and that's really forgotten about, which sucks. I think that really stopped when 2010 came around.
Yeah. Honestly,
But I mean, like, in my, like, historic favorite genre ever, that stopped, like, long ago, like, right after 2000. So, like, I don't have, like, an album off the top of my head that really shaped who I am, but, like, talking about lyricism, one album that really made me, like, dig in for lyricism and learn to, like, dig in to study, like, knowledge of things and even knowledge of music is actually 36 Chambers by the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nice.
And they
Good
are.
choice.
That album was incredible, and Wu-Tang, in particular, just if you research them, they are mind blowing. Like I love the Wu-Tang Clan.
Do you think they'll ever
I could
release
talk
that
about them
album?
for forever.
Do you think they'll ever release that album that Marvin Shrekley or whatever? he
Oh, it'll
calls it?
happen.
Oh,
someday.
Martin
It'll happen.
Shkreli.
Yeah.
Mark, yeah.
Have to.
Yeah.
It's got to be on Pirate Bay, right?
Yeah, probably. I almost saw Wu-Tang live last year.
Oh,
The problem was, there was a festival, and at the same time, there were 3 different bands I wanted to see at the same time.
ooh.
Uh-oh.
And At the Drive-In was my number 1.
Ooh, yeah.
And Wu-Tang and Streetlight Manifesto.
Holy shit.
I had to choose between post-hardcore, hip-hop, or ska. And I'm just like... At the drive-in was one, and I had purchased tickets to see twice before and had to cancel because the people I was going with bailed. So I was just like, this is my chance to finally. I'm like, but had it been open, I definitely would have gone to Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
On a side note with at the drive-in, are they still doing at the drive-in, or have they done anything Mars Volta, or is Mars Volta's done?
They're not ruling it out. They're not ruling it out, but it's at the drive-in's the main focus.
Gotcha.
I like the shorter, punkier stuff.
That's fair.
Myself. I do applaud that they do experiment way more than Mars Volta.
Yeah, I like.
They're crazy.
I like Mars Volta, and it's just that stuff's like it's a very niche, and
the first two Mars Volta albums are dope.
Stellar.
Deloused. And Francis the Mute. Oh, so good.
Mm-hmm.
Bedlam and Goliath is I was like, oh my god.
Oh, Wax Simulacra, that drum fill, just
dude, yeah. the drums on most of that album are just stupid.
Did Flea?
They're just stupid.
Just stupid. Did Flea play bass on one of those albums?
I think
sure. Deloused. Flea played on Deloused, I think. I can't remember.
No idea.
I know way too much.
Dude, he does.
I know way too much.
Also, he's coming out with a book, by the way, in late November.
Lil Pump.
Fuck you, Kane Harris.
I love that comment.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
Lil Pump, huh?
Yeah, Streetlight. Woo!
Yeah, Streetlight.
I wish I could have gone to that, but festivals you have to really decide. And Paramore played at that festival too, and it's a guilty pleasure. I love Paramore.
I like Paramore too.
But Jawbreaker was playing at the same time. And that had been their third show in 21 years. And I'm like, yeah, you should probably go. I feel like Paramore would tour for a long time. So,
yeah, probably.
At least if they broke up after that tour, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just time. You toured for 15 years. It's just time.
They'll have, what is that? Like their final tour?
The farewell.
Yeah,
They stopped playing Misery Business on tour now.
Did they really?
Yeah,
They're done.
Jeez.
What do you think? What do you think of that? I like that song.
I get it. I think it was just. I think Haley's making the mature decision as an artist and saying, like, when I wrote this, I was in a completely different state of mind, and now that I've matured as a person, I don't fully stand behind what this song was
that
intended.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So, like,
because of course you're always evolving as an artist anyways. It makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I have a lot of respect for that decision. I know a lot of fans are upset because it is a fan favorite, but at the same time, if it's not something the artist is passionate about anymore, I'm gonna respect that above all.
Right. I totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. So it is next topic.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's do it. That was a good one, guys.
Yeah, I like that one.
That was good.
What's one musician that took forever for you to like or appreciate?
Ghost.
Pass or fail?
No, seriously, Ghost. I listened to him a few different times, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And then I was listening to what song was that? And I was coloring. I was like, it all makes sense. So beautiful.
Did you listen to Ghost when it was Ghost BC? Did you listen to that early on?
No, so I started listening to him during the Infesticium album, and I was like, I don't get this. And then Meliora came out.
Meliora's good.
Yeah.
That's the one.
But and then Popestar
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. But my favorite album is the second one. It is, and I love the first album. I can't believe that I missed that when it came out, but. Yeah, it's so good.
Sometimes it's weird how those things kind of fall through the cracks, and then like you kind of rediscover it on your own, and then it's like, shit, this has been here like
forever.
Right?
Oh, yeah. Especially the first album, Opus Eponymous, is just it's incredible. But it's so funny because people akin it to like Scooby Doo music. And I'm like, I understand, but it's not. I don't know. Yeah, the second album is like my favorite. Yeah, it's good.
No.
But that's mine.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. Yeah.
Took me a while to get into it.
I'm trying to think. Is there an art? What was the question again? Is there an artist?
What artist took you a long time to like or appreciate? Mm-hmm. For me, Deftones.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It took me to see them at the District to have them blow me away.
They were the first band I ever crowd surfed to.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh God.
See, I liked them, but then I saw them and I'm like, oh. Huge
that's
fan.
it. That's
that was it. I was like, oh, they're okay.
Consuming your soul. It's
right.
Yeah.
Or wait, no. Another one, Matchbox 20.
Oh.
Sounds terrible for me to say this. They have some decent songs.
Yeah.
I like
You
that.
guys
Xbox
want
20.
to
Fuck that. I like that.
Fuck that.
Xbox 20 is good.
There's certain
I can
songs
dig
that
it.
are cheesy as fuck. Like
Whoa.
you listen
Yeah,
to
you gotta do that.
But
Yeah.
that shit was the soundtrack of my high school career. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it has a special place in my heart. Same with like Third Eye Blind.
Yeah.
I put them in the same category.
yeah,
It's like, oh, like the late 90s or like mid to late 90s was like, oh yeah, I could listen to that.
Yeah.
I could never not listen to that. It would always be good.
Pearl Jam, actually.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, just because a friend of mine, like absolutely loved Pearl Jam. Was his favorite band, and so he played it all the time. I never really got into it, but then once I started listening on my own, I was just like, I like this a lot.
I like your impression of
What
Eddie
you
Vedder.
thought was your daddy? Something about... I can't remember. Oh,
I just
oh.
with that voice. I can't.
My favorite line. Sorry you didn't see him, 'cause I'm getting my tongue.
Or his live version of Jeremy.
Yeah.
The
Seemed a harmless little fuck. Oh, we unleash a lion. Step on the recess lady's breast. How can I forget?
You're just making eye contact.
and then he hit me with
Daddy! Oh!
Don't look me in the eye and do that.
I think I found the one thing that makes Lena uncomfortable.
I know. It's very strange, but don't do it.
Oh,
And
Any
with
other
that,
90s grunge
we have the
bands that would
episode
do
name.
Any other 90s grunge? Just like... And to the front again!
I love Alice in
I love
Chains,
Alice in
dude.
Chains.
I
Yeah.
love Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. I'm trying to think. I think.
Audio Slave for me. I liked Rage, but it felt weird having Chris Cornell with
Oh,
Rage
dude,
for a
that
while.
was
I still love Audio Slave.
Felt like a
though,
glove, dude. For me,
Yeah.
oh, I loved it right away.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
dude, Chris Cornell. He's
I miss Chris.
that's one you can't compare.
Yeah.
That's like they broke the mold with his voice. You know what I mean?
I met, Bobby and I went to Counting Crows last week.
Well, how does that work?
Yeah, how does that work?
Please explain.
Hate Pearl Jam, love Eddie Vedder.
I think, Paul, I don't want to speak for you, but I assume that you like Eddie Vedder and his opinion on things, but just don't like the music. That's what I...
Explain yourself.
Dude.
Explain yourself.
So on the topic of Pearl Jam, you know how like David Letterman, he actually inducted them into the Rock Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
He had a damn good story about David Letterman's kid. I can't remember what his name is. Apparently he got to be really good friends with like a bunch of these bands that would play on his show over the years, and Eddie Vedder actually gave Dave's son like an acoustic guitar, like signed it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a whole story with it, but it was really cool. Like the
Oh,
way
yeah, I remember
he
that
told the
story,
story. Yeah, and I'm like, so talking about like what Paul's talking about, like that made me like have another respect for Eddie Vedder.
He seems like a good dude.
Yeah.
And he's the last remaining like grunge frontman that's not dead yet.
Don't point
So
that
it's
out.
like-
Don't point that out, because then
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
And now
shit.
he just passed away.
R.I.P.
Bobby and I went to Counting Crows last week or week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I
Live.
saw the.
It was fun, and one of the Counting Crows merch guys was on tour with Soundgarden during the last tour,
Really?
and
Oh.
he says, "Yeah, we got to call at 5." He saw I was wearing a Soundgarden shirt at the show, and he goes, "Oh, nice shirt. I was on that last tour," and he goes, "Yeah, we got the call at 5 a.m. that Chris is dead. Tour's done." I'm like, wow, like damn, that seems like that's the most sad I've ever been like in his life. Just like damn,
That's
like
terrible.
that one hit me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
hard. For a lot of people, it's Bowie or Prince, which I get, but it was more Chris Cornell or Scott Weiland.
Someone familiar with Pearl Jam or Eddie Vedder explain the Into the Wild comment? That's Paul's explanation.
Oh,
for-
Eddie Vedder did. Oh, I forgot. Eddie Vedder did the Into the Wild soundtrack, just him. So I think that's probably why, because that soundtrack won a Grammy. I think.
Yeah.
So I get
Did not
that.
know
That
that.
makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah. Where was I going with that?
I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Counting Crows?
Oh yeah. Live was fantastic, and Counting Crows, the band was good, but Adam, the singer, looked like he was just done.
Yeah, like
shit.
I didn't recognize him in the video. I'm like, I can't remember who made the comment, but they said something about he looks like he's like the Halloween...
The Walmart costume version of Counting Crows?
No!
Yes. Spencer Dawson said that.
Wow.
Ouch.
Goodness.
And it kind of was true. It looks like something if I had put that wig
Well,
on.
he was
What's
wearing
his
a wig,
name again?
dude.
Adam Duritz.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys watch Bob's Burgers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. So one of my favorite scenes is where like Linda gets that like rash in her armpit, so she has to grow her hair out, and they compare it to his hair, under armpit hair. And I was like, oh my god.
Oh, that's a great show.
Oh, so good. I love it.
Next topic.
So when by the
okay.
way, when I saw those pictures that you had posted, I
Yeah.
thought of Linda's armpits.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really quickly, I finally thought of something or
Yes,
someone.
yeah.
Is believe it or not, Eminem.
Really?
It took you a while.
Yeah, because my like taste in hip hop is not Eminem at
Mhm.
all. Like
Oh, I guess
at
it's the
all.
same. Yeah, it took a while too.
His best album is the one that nobody knows about, and that's Infinite, in my opinion. And that's the one when he was like, it's his very first one. It's the one that kind of got him recognized by Dr. Dre before.
He still had the hunger.
Yeah, exactly. And then like when he's really popular and like from the 2010s on, I would listen to him and I was like, man, I don't really like the beats. I don't like the way that you're syndicating your rhymes and things like that. I don't really like it, and I thought that there was a lot of better lyricists out there. But now whenever I listen to him, like, if someone's been doing it for, however long that he's been doing it, 25, 30 years, and he's wildly successful, you can't help but, like, grow to appreciate someone.
Right.
And, like,
Right.
one of the best ways that I like to get to know artists is actually like physically reading their lyrics along, like while listening to the music, because then it's like you're actually being taken on that journey.
Sure,
And like
yeah.
doing that with Eminem, it's like, okay, I kind of can get behind you now, and I like him a little bit. So
You're absolutely a journalist. The words to you
For Subway.
are so important. Yeah,
You work
that's
good.
neat. That
You work good.
No, I'm just saying, like, because I'm a big reader and stuff, so lyrics are really important to me. And then there's some people that are just like
Ooh,
more.
You word good
instrumental.
too.
I word sometimes decent. Words are hard. They're hard.
Kind of branch off. I feel the same way about Kanye. I'm a big Kanye fan, by the way. Just to let you know first and foremost. Well, before anybody says, well, Kanye this, Kanye that. The stuff he does now, I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I was saying earlier with Eminem, where he was hungry.
Mhm.
I'd say I really dug Eminem's stuff up until Marshall Mathers LP 2.
yeah,
And then that it kind of just started to dive. Kanye, I would say maybe up to Yeezus, and Yeezus is still kind of a mixed bag, because like some of those beats, dude, he whipped that shit up together and he didn't care.
Yeah.
And like the first few albums, he was hungry. He wanted quality. And the further it went, aside from My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is a masterpiece,
that is a really
That's
good
a great
album.
album.
when he got, there's a solid line in the sand. Yeezus, he produced he gave quality to like maybe half the album, because like I remember reading some things where he was like on an airplane going back and forth to all these places, so he was writing the album while he was on the plane. And it's like he didn't give his focus. He wasn't doing 100% on the album. Everything after that was just like Life of Pablo. I'm like,
I didn't like Life of Pablo besides Ultralight Beam, which is the opening track, and then after that you can just shut the rest of the album off.
you know what I mean? Like they had the hunger. Now they don't have the hunger because
He's rich.
There's
dude's
a-
got stupid money. He
Kids
doesn't
See
need to work
Ghosts
anymore.
with Kid Cudi. I like that album a lot,
Yeah,
though.
I just never.
That's
been a
mainly because,
Cudi guy.
yeah, Kid Cudi's voice, though, gets a little, whoa.
It's it's the same thing over.
We get it.
Like, did you just, like,
There's a
sleep lot
great,
and they record you?
quote by a very smart man, and it's "Don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing."
There you
Made by, finish it with me, Ron Swans. Oh my God. You guys, come on! You not watch watch Parks and Rec.
Oh man.
Let you down.
That's
Aubrey
okay.
Plaza should do stand up.
I love Aubrey Plaza. I would marry her in a heartbeat.
What is she doing now?
Just
It right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did
Cell
you
phone
see
advertisements?
The Little Hours?
No.
Did you see that? That is hilarious.
I'll have to check that
Life
out.
After Beth is incredible.
I've heard
It's on
that's
Netflix.
really good.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Netflix, for taking Jaws away.
Yeah. Right.
But
But
Get on that Hulu business, man.
yeah.
Best of both worlds.
That's what I've heard.
I have all four: Hulu, Netflix, Showtime, and HBO.
yeah.
Well, I don't have
So
Showtime.
there's like always one show on each channel. I'm like, God, I gotta watch this.
Yeah.
Gotta buy the subscription.
HBO, I kind of it goes in spurts. I'll watch a lot of stuff on HBO and then I'll stop.
Barry.
I want to see that so badly.
It's the best
So
show.
badly.
I can lend you my HBO now. I've lent it to friends because they just want to watch Barry. I'm like, I'll lend it. Yeah, I'll give you the password. Not you, Facebook.
I was gonna say I'm a parasite. I don't pay for my Netflix or my Hulu.
Yeah. And Showtime I bought for Kidding with Jim Carrey.
Oh,
Oh,
is it good?
yeah.
I watched 2 episodes. It's dark. I don't even know.
Jim
how to
Carrey's a
describe it.
weird dude.
Yeah.
He's gotten weird. Like, I mean,
I'm
He's
into
always
it.
been weird.
well,
Yeah.
of course it's Jim Carrey, but like it's saying something if I have to say that he's being weird
It
or
got
has
weird.
gotten weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I got it for Originally I'm Dying Up Here, which is a dramatic show about stand-up comedy in the 70s, which is a really good show. But then Kidding came along, like, okay, there's now a reason to have this again. So it's
Yeah.
like, it's just dark and it's,
Is it really?
yeah, it's...
Is it like good? But
It's hard to
dark?
say. It's hard to like his character because in Jim Carrey in recent interviews, I just don't like him. He just
I
kind
do.
of had. I don't know.
I like. Did you know that he's like a really good artist?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
great artist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I guess I don't know.
Absolutely.
I still love Jim Carrey, but he just I don't know.
I like the deepest.
I just have a quick question. What is the policy on using the restroom while in the show?
Go for it.
If you
I
use
am
your cup on
about
the
to
floor.
pee my pants.
I'll allow
Peeing
it.
your pants is cool.
Consider me Miles Davis.
Consider
Oh my
me
God,
Miles
that's the
Grossest
greatest thing I've
thing
ever
I've ever heard in my life.
Let's go.
I'll tell you who stole those lunches. That damn Sasquatch.
I made your sloppy joes extra sloppy. Lady, you're scaring
You're
us.
scaring us.
Stop it, Lane.
Dude, his reaction when he sees that the kid like
No.
I'll never not laugh at that like super hard.
No.
Uh,
Oh man. No, as far as the Jim Carrey thing goes, though, like, did you guys watch the documentary about
Jim and Andy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to.
So
I
good.
put it on my list. I never watched it though.
So good.
I do like it. It just changed the way I watched Man on the Moon because I love Man on the Moon, but that documentary changed
Yeah.
how I saw that film.
I honestly think he became Andy Kaufman. Like, just
Yeah.
it was incredible.
Type of kind of like a method actor type thing.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
method
The most
acting. He didn't
intense
break
method
out of it.
acting.
Yeah.
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 Anybody familiar with Jim Carrey in Duck Factory?
What the hell is
Oh,
that?
that's
Factory?
from the early '80s. I never saw it, but
Oh.
I think
I've heard of it.
Was it like a crime show with a duck? Yeah,
Yeah.
he was in Peggy Sue Got Married with Nicolas Cage, and that's a great film. And have you watched Nick Cage breaks down his characters on GQ yet?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
It's so good because
So
Oh,
great.
Brian.
Yeah, you're getting me started about Nicolas Cage.
Nerd it out.
Because this is one of the few moments. This is one of the few moments where you get Nicolas Cage just intellectually breaking down his characters, and it's not Nicolas Cage as a meme. It's Nicolas Cage as a veteran actor going through bit by bit like how these characters came about, and he talks a lot about his inspirations from like German films.
Yeah.
Really?
And that and so like and he talks about like Vampire's Kiss was his favorite movie to make because he just took all this inspiration from like German films and like old horror films and just tried to combine it together and see how far he could push himself.
No kidding.
He talks about that in Bad Lieutenant Protocol New Orleans, where he'd do up like a line of like a sugar substitute thing and just like would just like go home and he'd just like get himself psyched up for the character and it was just and
Do
that,
a placebo effect.
Does he talk about going through the alphabet like A, B, C,
yeah
D,
he does it's so good, it's so good, like seriously.
I'll never.
If you have 20 minutes to kill, watch Nicolas Cage break
I
down
have
his
to look
films.
that up.
It's good.
You should also watch Jason Bateman breaks down his characters because he plays the same character.
Yeah.
in every film.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love Jason.
Just the asshole.
Ozark. Have you guys watch Ozark?
I haven't yet. No.
Oh. So I love Jason Bateman in any role that he's been in, but like Ozark is different because he's like, you don't know if you should cheer for him or if you're like, I kind of want you to die, you know, because I don't want to give anything away.
That's like how he is in Juno. He talked about that, breaking down his role in X. It's like, there's just a power struggle with him and Ellen Page. Or it's kind of like, is he I don't want to give away the plot.
I felt that way about literally every character in Breaking Bad.
Really?
I don't know if I should cheer for you if I want you to die.
I need to watch it. I
You
really
haven't
need
watched?
to.
It's incredible.
It's
incredible.
Breaking Bad.
I haven't seen it.
I've
seen a couple episodes.
It can be hard to get through.
Yeah.
I have stopped and restarted many times.
Yeah.
I got a buddy at work who's like diehard, and he's like gotten on my case several times. Have you watched it yet? Have you watched it? I'm like, no. Dude, there's so many things on my list of things to watch.
No, there's so much.
And all the episodes are like an hour, a little over each, so it's like it's a commitment to watch.
And I know it's a good show. I mean, like I don't have to even watch it to know that.
It is
I need to find it for myself.
In my opinion, it is the like prime example of character development in a show. Like there's no better storytelling format of character development, like in any.
Yeah.
I love it so much. Vince is
Everyone's a terrible person, but they have reasons for being a terrible person.
Yep.
And
Jesse's not that bad though.
Science bit.
He's not, but it's just which isn't actually the quote, but it's like the Luke I am your father thing. Like it got turned into something. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Next topic.
Yeah, we should.
Ryan's nerding out. Let him nerd out.
But to some, I think it's fair to say Nicolas Cage is like a true student of film for sure.
Face Off is great.
Like,
I love Face Off. Before we move on,
Plane's going down.
Yeah.
yeah. I love the part where they play Louis Armstrong during the gunfight. Do you remember that?
I never seen Face Off.
Oh man!
I have 2 copies. We should watch it
Have
sometime.
you not seen
It's
that?
also
I
on
have
Netflix.
it on DVD and VHS. Is it on Netflix? Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
The
Face Off
Rock
is
is
good.
also another one of my favorite Nicolas Cage movies.
Yes.
No, the movie Mandy that just came out.
Yes.
I heard is really good. And I want to
Yes.
see
I
it.
need to see it.
Yes. Yes.
Mandy, yes.
Yeah, it's got Nicolas Cage. From
It's
what
a
I
horror
gather,
film. Like,
yeah,
it
it's
is
a horror
like-
film, throwback to the 80s. It's got like metal music involved in it, and then there's a giant chainsaw battle at the end.
Yes.
So,
People are
He
saying
had
it's
me a
like,
giant chainsaw. Back.
yeah.
Is it like 3 foot long chainsaw? Like, whoa. I'm into it. I can dig it.
What's the best thing that's French?
Kisses.
Bread.
Kisses.
Pass or fail?
Dressing?
Pass.
Kiss.
I think we passed it.
Pass.
Talk about it?
Yep.
Talk about it.
Pat, fail it?
The band Phoenix.
I don't know about many things that are French. I gotta be honest with you.
Fail.
Dressing?
Fries.
Salad dressing?
I hate
Fries.
Dressing.
I'm down with
Fries.
feeling it, but I don't care.
They call them freedom fries now, pal.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
Check
No,
yourself.
that was like circa 2003. I'm sorry. This is a 15-year-old joke. I'm sorry.
So we'll fail it. Move on.
Make it
Let's
very
move on for
It
that
failed.
one.
That's fine.
I say macaroons.
That's pretty good.
Why do people named Richard like to go by Dick?
Do they like to, or do people just force that upon them?
Fail.
Wow. They
Fail.
just force it on them.
Yeah.
Fail.
The
I
dick,
think I
sorry.
came up with that question just to ask it.
And there it is.
Well, it got its
Yeah.
2
Got
seconds.
its
Do you
day.
remember Strange Wilderness? Did you guys ever see that?
It seems
Yes,
yeah.
that
Yeah.
movie's incredible.
When he introduces himself, his dick. So he's like,
Shout out.
but they're like, it's just dick. Does your name ever get smaller when it's cold out?
Shout out to the best NASCAR driver of the early 2000s, Dick Trickle.
Oh.
I wish I was kidding. That was his name.
That's- oh, man.
I know. My mom called me Dick Trickle. I'm just kidding.
What?
I'm just kidding.
I was like, my condolences.
I'm so sorry.
Do you prefer artists to go out? Let me try that one again. Do you prefer artists to go out on top or keep going?
Go out on top.
Yeah, that's
Do it. Yeah.
better to burn out than fade away.
Yep.
Cool. That was
There
good.
could also be a lot of exceptions to that rule, like stop making albums but keep touring. Billy Joel did that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um,
Madison Square Garden concerts.
once a month kind of thing.
That's amazing. Still
or
have
maybe,
to see him live.
maybe the most recent thing, Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sorry, I went there. I'm sorry. Let's just erase that.
Why apologize?
Yeah.
It's true.
Well, yeah.
I think only write when you feel inspired. Don't force it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that.
Yes.
It's like on top is subjective enough as it is, but it's like if you feel that you can't top that, and you never get to a point in life where you're like, I can top this, then just don't. Like,
there's too many artists that just keep going and going.
Yeah.
Or what I don't know.
churning out albums and just
For the dollar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing that came to me was like Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
It's like
I did not buy a ticket.
You start a tour, you fire Lindsey Buckingham. What more do you have going on?
Nothing.
Yeah.
So Lindsey Buckingham sang all the hits.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell do you?
Well, apparently there was a big rift in the band in regards to how much old versus new stuff that they were gonna do.
Oh, sure.
Which I'm assuming if he was on the favor of we're gonna do a lot of old stuff, and they wanted to do newer stuff, that probably left him without the place that he wanted in the band on the tour.
Sure. I'll bet if they wanted to do older stuff, he probably would be singing less.
Yeah.
So I didn't really. The sad thing is, I kind of stopped listening to Fleetwood Mac's material after the early '80s.
Yeah.
So
I can't say that. Yeah, I guess that.
Yeah,
After that.
there's just one of those bands that never did it for me.
I would
Yeah.
go because Tom Petty's lead guitarist is now in the band.
Did you guys hear Tom Petty's coming to town? I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
I thought there was gonna be like a weird thing about that.
I ask everybody that. I'm like, did you hear? And they're like, oh, really?
Yeah, he won't back down.
Yeah.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, you're quick with them. I like it.
I heard that news from the last DJ. Okay.
You don't know how it feels. To be me.
We get one Tom Petty impersonation every single episode.
Do you really?
Maybe. Yeah.
You do it very frequently. It's a thing.
Oh,
Someday
the
when I
last...
have an intern, we're going to get a super cut of you doing Tom Petty.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the last episode I did sing You Wreck Me almost too long.
Yep. Yeah, you did.
Almost. You wreck me, baby. And you break me in two.
So,
I
next
was
topic.
Yeah.
Let's dance with Mary. Okay.
If you could hang out with one famous person, who would it be and why?
Tom.
Petty.
I'm a believer of don't ever meet your heroes.
Yes.
Oh, I feel
Yes.
the same way at this
Big time.
point, too.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, as far as like just famous, was the question famous people?
Famous person.
Famous person. Shit, man. I watched that the Elon Musk, Joe Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
He is, dude. Like, I would hang out with him. I would just like, what's on your fucking mind? Like, that's the type. That's what I want to ask him.
Elon Musk.
I liked that, but the only thing that really fucking bothered me is that afterwards I found out that, like, right after that, they did a random drug screening, and his company, SpaceX, does regular random
Really?
pot screenings and will fire you for it.
Damn, so Elon's on the-
so he could sit there and go on Joe Rogan and smoke weed, but his employees can't.
Hypocritical.
Yeah,
That's
very.
crazy.
Yeah,
Very.
that, I guess I never knew that.
I didn't either, but they mentioned it on the last podcast on the left, and I was like, "Shit, really?" And
That's-
they were like throwing all sorts of shade at him for it. So
No
Wow.
kidding.
Yeah. That's pretty. That's kind of lame on his part, but like
It is.
The interview was amazing.
it is a good interview.
Because what I was most impressed with was he was very like he thought about what he was saying before he actually said it type of thing. You know how like if you watch like most like late night talk shows, sometimes they'll like stammer, they'll just be kind of thinking out loud. He was like he kind of sat and thought, and then he would say what he's saying.
Yeah.
And like he knew exactly what was going on the whole time. And the internet blew the hell up when he like smoked that blunt and like had some drink of a whiskey or whatever, but like it was a very short thing.
It was just the tiny part of the interview.
Exactly. Yeah, it was at the very end.
Someone commented.
end of the blunt, but
Just
a roach.
But if you guys haven't watched it yet, though, it's pretty good. Check it out. It's like 2.5 hours though, so you can kind of skip through.
For me, it's kind of like Elon. Seriously, in that interview, just looks like a guy, an alien that's trying to disguise himself as a human, just to
and the
destroy
mask
the
is
world.
slipping.
Yeah, kind of like
no kidding.
you build things.
Dude's out there though, because they were talking about how most of that interview
Reptilian. He's a reptilian.
they talked about like AI and that kind of thing.
I was just waiting for him to be like, you see me building, and then like chew Joe Rogan. Like,
Just chew him, don't
chew
eat
not
him.
eat him, but like tilt his head away and then go, how was that? Kind of like a Jeff Goldblum thing. See, yes, you.
He's another one that I'd love to talk to.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
Goldblum.
fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
I heard he's an asshole when he's
I
not
don't
like
care.
behind cameras and stuff like that. But
What?
Yeah,
No way. No way.
that's what I've heard.
I don't care.
Me neither, honestly.
Lie to me.
It'd be cool to be in his
Lie to me,
presence.
Mr. Goldblum.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna find something like in relation to Jeff Goldblum.
Is it the video of him eating hot wings?
I watched that
There's
too.
a video
Oh, it's
of him.
good, so good.
Hot Ones. There's
How does he
this
eat
YouTube
them?
show. You
Just eat them.
With his
Does he get
mouth?
real messy with it? Like, is he so delicate? I don't
He's a
know.
human too. No,
We all eat wings differently. You know?
I think they gave him vegan hot wings, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
To answer the question,
What are vegan hot wings?
they're
Cauliflower.
Hot wings that are
yeah. I don't know, man. I'm not a wings expert. I eat them and watch.
Segue into my person, Neil deGrasse Tyson, also had
Yes.
an episode. Yeah, but no,
Watch that.
we did. All
Well,
three
I
of
thought you were
us.
talking about the Joe Rogan
Oh, but
interview.
also-
I watched that one.
Oh, sorry.
no.
No, I was going to reference when he came to town
Yeah.
a couple of years ago. Like, that was... I was not expecting him to be that engaging of a public speaker.
So
and
good.
he was. That's another thing where I just like... What do you think about on a daily basis? Like, what?
Yeah.
Explain the universe to me casually.
Give me
I
your
know.
perspective. Like,
Yeah.
And it
I
was
love getting different
perfect.
perspectives.
Yeah, that's great.
It's we've mentioned this on one of the episodes before. Your photo, your
I saw that.
A thing of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
It
It
looks
looks
like
like
you
it's
look-
his funeral announcement.
I was going to ask you about that. Dude.
it looks like
in
it looks like
memoriam.
he's approving of the podcast. Like
Yes.
It's like, you guys are doing so well.
We're being looked down upon by a higher power.
Yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh.
You know how like in some shows, like when you go to like some sort of like government building, and you know how there's like always like a random picture of like whoever the president is.
Yep.
That made me think of that too. It's like, oh, maybe at some point.
Well, it used to be out here on the wall, and then my wife kept saying it looked like the cover of his funeral announcement, so then I hid it away from her.
It really does.
It's just
Yeah.
between you and me, Neil. You and me in the world.
Take it off. No, and when he was at Augie, he initiated it by saying, just pretend we're at a bar talking about space stuff. And I was like, I'm right there. I'm right there with you, man. It's so good.
that was great.
But yeah, his interview with Joe Rogan, too, he was talking about Space Force.
Space Force.
Yeah, he was talking about Space Force, and he was kind of like on the positive side of Space Force, like why we should have it.
Yeah,
It's really
we need it. We've been
yeah.
talking about it for decades. It just happens that it's getting brought up under Trump, so it's getting the
Yeah, and I
the
didn't
Trump
even
treatment.
realize that.
But
yeah.
it's something we've needed for a while.
Yeah, that was really, really cool.
Okay, so
Unaware.
here's the Jeff Goldblum thing. It's a bunch of pictures. Just like scroll through them.
Okay.
It takes the footage from Thor Ragnarok, and then there's an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yes, which blew my mind because when I saw that movie, I was not anticipating seeing
Yeah,
Jeff
yeah.
Goldblum.
Just like scroll through them. So there's an episode of Sunny where like they're dressed up because they're going to this thing over in Atlanta. It's like some sort of like charity thing.
Someone says, "Get off your phone, man."
Where they end up getting picked up by a trucker, and the trucker is like some sort of like sex freak or something like that.
Was that when they leave Philly and they're lost in the woods? Is that?
Yeah, because then he's like, yeah, I'll take you to Atlanta. So they go to Atlanta, and then they stop at a motel. They're like, well, we were expecting to go to that charity thing, and he's like, well, I thought maybe we'd get a room. He's like, no, we're not.
No.
I have an idea. How about we all get a room? You guys split me open like a coconut.
That that was.
I'd
what
forgotten.
What do we say in this situation? We say no. We say no to this situation.
What do we do?
Have you seen the bloopers of that?
I've not.
Oh, it's the best. It's me too. Split me open like a coconut. It's
Oh God.
and then like you can't say it. They can't say it because it's outrageous.
Oh, there's so many. Oh, like that episode where Frank his nose is all busted and he's talking about like we don't diddle kids.
Do I look suspicious?
When he's hosting
grotesque.
the little girl pageant,
Right?
and he has like a funeral director do his makeup.
And he looks dead.
He looks dead.
He's like, I don't know this one. He's like trying to sing a song up on stage and the police show up. He's like, I'm busted. And then they get the other guy. He's like a judge or something like that. It's like,
No,
wait, he's the diddler?
Oh, yeah.
He's the
He's the don't diddle kids.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember. I think my favorite one from Sunny with Frank ever is the one where he's inside of the couch somehow at the fundraiser.
But
He crawls out of it. It's so much like the Jim Carrey Ace Ventura the
right.
award
Yeah,
for Lionel
yeah.
thing. It's exactly like that, but like on a Danny DeVito scale, even like more amazing.
Oh, that show, I love that.
I love that show
My
too.
favorite DeVito one is where the epidemic where everyone's getting sick and they have the a cappella competition.
Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah, and he shaves everything and he's just covered in sanitizer and just underwear. Goes, I want to be pure.
I want to be pure.
The one where they go, I think it's high school reunion, and they all think like what's happening in their mind is like they're just dismantling that like dance sequence and choreograph and stuff like that. But I think they're all on drugs during it, right?
Yeah.
And then it comes to what's actually happening, and like.
Well, and it's
That's when
the
Mac
fat man,
got fat.
and he's
Yeah.
got the pregnant belly, and he's like, he's all sweating.
Mac
he's
is
just
incredible.
dripping wet.
Like
I love Mac.
the fact that he got fat for the love of the game.
Yeah.
He's the secret sauce to that show.
You want to talk about character development? That
Yes.
show.
Yes. Yeah.
I love that show so much.
Country Mac is one of my favorite characters ever too.
Holy shit, there's two of them. Oh man.
My favorite episode though, period, is when they're in the closet and you don't explain why. They're just
Yeah,
like,
and then they're just following this like family story.
Yeah.
They're just hiding in the
at
closet,
the
and
end they
Frank's
just
running
get
around
out
with a
and-
bullwhip.
That's right. He keeps whipping stuff.
I'm gonna whip that little bitch in the face.
He thinks he's Indiana Jones.
is it weird that family was Asian? It's like, yeah, just me? No, it's fine. Yeah.
My favorite Sunny episode though is the one with the gang solves the gasoline shortage.
Oh yeah.
Where they're just pulling around the barrels of gas.
Crashes in every time they crash into that one guy's car.
They're on the corner with barrels of gasoline, trying to sell it with like drinking cups.
Charlie's trying to like.
Well, and then he's like,
Siphon it out.
He's like, I'll
Supposed to
count how much
swallow.
gas, and then well, how do you count to liquid? I know how to count.
Do not swallow that much gasoline.
He's like, well, I'm gonna attract the crowd by shooting fireballs. Like, you're gonna do that right next to the barrels of gasoline.
A leather shop in Arizona? There are far too many leather shops in Arizona. We'll be out of business in a week's time. That's what I said.
I think my favorite episode's Who Pooped the Bed.
That is so
I did all the
funny.
I did all the poops.
Wait, because I did one right there.
Holy shit! Someone cut the brake line. Wild card, bitch. And then 2 seasons later, when they do the exact same thing, except he jumps out, and then they go, "Yeah, I fixed the brake cable," and then they just keep going.
Yeah, good call on checking the brake line before we left.
Oh, goodness.
Oh god,
That show's good.
Yeah. Next topic.
we went on a tangent there.
That was a
Yeah.
long tangent.
Yeah.
That's
Great
your turn.
show. It was
Last
worth
one,
it.
or D doing stand up. It was just like.
She like just was she like gagged in the microphone?
What's with hands free headsets?
And then Charlie tries to do it later on. Yeah, so what about cheese?
It's weird, right? It's like, is it?
I love it when they switch lives.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
that's
half
too
robot,
good.
half asshole. You can hear
So
someone
you
go,
eat the cat
Jesus.
food, you drink a bunch of beer, and then you have the glue.
Those are real people problems.
So you're gonna want to do all this because the cats are gonna start meowing.
Gotta pass out. Frank comes running in.
He's like, he goes up right on the bed. He's like, he just passes out in 2 seconds.
What the
Oh my god.
God.
Half of that show has been thought up when they're like fucking blitzed out of their mind or something. They gotta be.
The implication. Kane just comments at the implication.
The implication.
Oh yeah.
She's not going to say
We're
no.
not really going to do this? No.
So these women aren't actually in danger. No. Nobody's in danger. Well, I don't know what you're looking at. I mean, you certainly wouldn't be in any danger, so they are in danger.
No, they're not.
No.
Just because of the implication.
The implication.
Oh,
That
God.
episode's-
Okay, yeah, I'm remembering that.
And they have the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man out on the
Oh,
boat,
yeah.
and Dee's like, this guy has great moves.
It was my P. Diddy boat dance.
My P. Diddy boat dance.
You dance like one of those flailing wacky arm guys at the used car sales.
Loving
man.
this. And then they light the boat on fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should we do like 2 more topics and then call it?
Yep.
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, that was fun. I liked that. That was awesome.
Nerd now?
Yeah. Why are scientists working on bringing dinosaurs back? Seems like there's at least 4 movies as to why it's a bad idea.
I would agree.
I would agree.
Pass or fail?
Fail. I think we all agree
Yeah,
it's a
talked
bad
about
idea.
I think we already kind of answered the question right
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
And zoos are bad enough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Zoos suck.
Chris Pratt will save the world, though. Chris Pratt will save the world.
I love
don't-
him.
Okay, hold on. I'm so sorry, but I watched Jurassic World. You cannot tame velociraptors. You cannot domesticate.
Yeah, no, because he's got the clicker thing.
I don't care. I don't care.
You know me. Yeah, come on, Blue. You know me. I'm gonna rub your
You
nose.
know me.
Chris Pratt can tame whatever he
No,
wants.
That's right.
I don't buy it. No.
Except the dinosaur at Wall Drug.
Yeah,
that
You can
one.
tame that dinosaur.
Please make possible life track scenarios for Carlton Banks post Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh goodness.
I think one very clearly is America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh,
What is Carlton going to do after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when that show ended? Make up
With that-
life
He
scenarios.
did Dancing with the Stars.
And yeah, and America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah.
He's just following around Tom Bergeron.
Yeah.
just following him around.
As long as he does that dance, dude, he's got a fucking paycheck.
He started a sweater vest company.
Oh,
Really?
yes.
No,
That's
I have
cool.
no idea.
Oh, he should.
He should.
He sold
He
it. I
should.
thought it was real.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Believe the lie.
He owns a Gap Kids now.
I hope that's not true.
No.
I was like, that's not a good look, dude.
Dimitri Martin's got a joke. He goes, I want to open up a clothing store called Chasm. It's like Gap, but way bigger.
Chasm.
God.
Oh.
Dumb joke.
I get it though. But,
I think that's the first word.
It's there. I
First time
get
that
it.
word made
Yeah,
me
do
feel
you
uncomfortable.
get it?
Because chasm's just a really big gap.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Okay.
It's a,
That's what I'm getting.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next topic.
Yeah. That's fair.
Moving on.
All right. Did you do the last one?
Yeah, that was me.
Oh, okay. If you could be in any film or play that's already happened, what part would you put yourself in with the rest of the cast already intact?
Oof.
Wow.
That's a definitely
Pass.
pass.
Yeah.
Best boy grip on a movie. I don't care. I don't care which one. Just
I don't care which one.
I'd be the
I always wanted to be grip.
I'd be the boom operator in Boogie Nights.
Be the fluffer and boogie.
The
Nights.
boom
The
mic guy,
fluffer.
the fluffer guy.
Aw. We need the fluffer.
Fluffer on Italian Stallion. I'm kidding. It's weird. I just wanted to say it. It's just funny.
I just wanted to say it.
I would be Chandler on Friends.
Would
Because
you?
he has the best fucking lines in every episode of
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
He'll just chime in and say the best lines. Like, could there be more Kims? I don't even know what you meant by that, but
I don't know what that means.
they're talking about science stuff. Never mind.
I never watched Friends. I
didn't
gotta be
either.
honest.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He just chimes in with dumb jokes, and that's his character. That's his character.
That's perfect.
I'd take over as Neville in the Harry Potter franchise.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's specific.
Well, it's like I want to keep all the people that are
Yes.
you know, like keep them. But I think like Neville's a great side character who has such a great story arc in the books that isn't fully realized in the movies.
Yes.
And I feel like
You could have done it.
yes.
You could have
Yeah.
brought it to life.
I can see that.
It's just it's a fun. I think it's a fun role. There's a lot to dig in there.
And I feel like by the end of the Harry Potter books, he's got a full arc too.
Exactly.
So that's a good.
Really
Yeah, that's a good answer actually.
Yeah, I mean, because what was it that Voldemort actually chose the path of Harry Potter to be that person where it could have been Neville,
Right.
which is crazy.
Yeah, that hands down, I think that was the biggest. That was the biggest, most underrated reveal of that series.
That was because my mind was blown. I was like, whoa. Whoa. That's a tough one.
Aside from like the fan theory that Dumbledore was like death all along.
Yeah, I didn't buy that.
Those theories, man.
Theories.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's what's that? This is a random story. Zach Klofsky, one time was taught very brief story. He was a history major in college for the 1 year he was in college, and someone asked him why he was a history major, and his response, he goes, "The stories, man."
Well, yeah, there's a lot of them.
There is.
God, that sounds like me when I was a first-year history major. There's so much history.
I still have not forgiven him for that Counting Crow story.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the reason why I made that face.
I was gonna say,
okay,
it seems like your favorite.
okay, so Zach Klofsky, one of the very first times I met him, nobody gave me a warning about this guy. So
that's perfect though.
Which is So I'm like, exactly. I'm in the radio station, and a Counting Crows song comes on, and he goes, "Oh, can we change the song? I can't listen to Counting Crows anymore." I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure." It's always I was just like, "Do you mind asking? Mind if I ask why?" And he's just like, "Oh, it's because when I was younger, my parents and I were in a really bad car accident, and both of them were badly injured, and they later died. And I remember that Counting Crows was playing on the radio when the car crash happened, and so I can't listen to them anymore." I was just like, "Dude, I'm so sorry. I can't." And I did not find out until days later that he was a pathological liar. He made up that whole story.
That's terrible.
And I was actually angry because I was on that journey.
His parents were at the Counting Crows show.
Oh.
His parents were at the Counting Crows, and they messaged Zach a photo of me at the concert with Bobby, and Zach goes, "Are you at this concert right now?"
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that he did that.
His parents were at the show.
Yeah. So that was my very first interaction with the guy, and I still have not forgiven him for that. That was.
And we did an improv scene once where he had to play a drunk Edgar Allan Poe.
Yes.
He just kept walking around going, "I like crows."
Oh no.
That's all he said in the whole scene.
Crows? Not even ravens?
No,
crows.
And I think,
goes back
did you
to the
point out
Counting
someone
Crows.
pointed
Somebody pointed
out.
that out.
It's all full circle.
It's all
full circle.
Which is, I feel like
Quoth the Counting Crow.
Quoth the Counting Crow. Quoth the crow. Round here.
Was it a good show though?
It was fun.
To stay on topic of that.
Yeah. The thing was, Adam, between each song, would tell a long-winded story. And it was cool to hear the stories, but they were very long stories. And people in the audience were yelling, "Just play the damn songs."
Were they really?
That'd probably be me.
Oh.
I kind of get into those where I'm like, I got a story, and then
Live crushed it though. Live, I didn't realize how many hits Live had. They had 6 or 7 that you would hear on the radio in the 90s. I remember being a kid oh, I love this song.
They did
they are underrated.
Yeah, they had a lot of great songs. They weren't wasting time. They were just playing each song, bam, bam, bam. And the singer knew this name of the city, whereas Adam didn't say anything. Just it's great to be here.
Oh god.
Where you could tell he didn't care where he was.
No,
whereas the singer live's Sioux City, you with me? And that kind of stuff.
I like how often that happens though. They call Sioux Falls Sioux City, and it's no, it's not.
Bernie
Well,
Sanders
when Trump came,
I was there.
Had the stair thing.
Yeah.
It said Sioux City.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not good luck.
Yeah. So I can't remember if they put something over that or got a new stair cascade.
I'm sure they probably did something.
How do you guys feel about Sioux City?
I was born there.
Stinks.
So how do you
Really?
feel about it? It stinks.
It just stinks. It literally smells. That's all I gotta say.
I feel like I'm gonna get tetanus in Sioux City.
You smell.
Well, I'm not, nothing against like where
Are
you're
you
from. I'm
okay
just
on your
saying,
chest?
like every time I've been to
No,
fucking stinks.
I don't mind Sioux City. I haven't been there before.
I'd give them crap, but I had way too much fun in college down there. So
Yeah.
I like
That's
Sioux
fair.
City.
I mean,
I've
you
done
can have
shows
fun in
there,
Sioux
so I have
City. Just
nothing
smells
against
it. You gotta clean it up, man.
The only thing is, and like everybody's gonna be like, well, yeah, duh. Man, they gotta figure out that construction.
Yeah, that's the only
Like,
thing.
man.
Oh, God.
We're gonna be dead in the ground before that shit's done.
There was
Yep.
a thing I saw on Facebook where, like, in, I think it was France, they, like, redid an entire section of the interstate in 15 hours. Like, they redid everything and, like, had it up and moving in 15 hours. And, like, Sioux City, it's like, well, it's 15
years.
Yeah.
Well, France will, in our defense, France probably has like 30 miles of interstate.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, yeah,
that's
that's yeah, they don't have.
That's very true.
Little bit of scale there.
Yeah.
We come from France.
Oh God.
Coneheads.
Oh, yeah.
Astronauts to the moon. Whatever that was weird. Beldar. Maps.
I haven't seen that movie in so
Would you like to
long.
join us in the consumption of mass quantities? We are having charred mammal flesh.
I just like that he like.
Sorry.
Beldar. There's a light swan.
Your
Andy
cone
Swan.
is too small.
My buddy Andy Swan quoted the movie to me last week when I said Maps or something like that. It's something Chris Farley said when the daughter Conehead eats the sub way too fast, like just gulps it up. And goes, oh, that's the fastest I've seen anyone eat that besides maybe my mom.
Oh shit!
I like Chris Farley with his jokes.
Coneheads is my wife's like all-time favorite comedy.
It's a great
Yes!
No kidding.
Yep.
That is awesome.
I've seen it a few times.
It was
Mr.
just a
DeChico.
few
Da Chico. The name is Da Chico. Anyways, should we do one more topic?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Or did you guys say what movies you wanted to be in?
I honestly can't
Can't think of one.
I think, just really quick, I'll probably want to do something really small, but like in Star Wars, you know how what's his fucking name?
Simon
BB-8.
Pegg?
No.
R2?
No. The guy from SNL. Why can I not think of his name? I can see his face. Bill Hader.
Oh, yeah.
He-
The voices.
Yeah, he did the voice of BB-8.
Yeah, that's right.
You know
Yeah.
how like, and yeah, I mean he was credited for that shit, and all he did was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to do something like just very very small like that, but like impactful. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh wait, that was him? Like he did that?
That'd be
Yeah.
yeah.
Something where you can walk around like in your normal life and not get harassed, but if you go to a convention, people are like, oh, holy shit, you're BB-8.
Yeah.
I would just
Yeah.
wear like a Sia mask or a Sia wig, and just like
Sia wig.
yeah, I did the voice of that.
That's awesome.
Another character. There's a character. The movie Kids in the Hall, Brain Candy.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good. Dave Foley plays a character that just hops into scenes as a background character. When something good happens, he goes, "Yeah, come on, let's celebrate." You're like, "Who the hell are you?" And he goes, "Just a guy." That's the end of the scene.
Just guy being a dude.
Oh,
Just a guy.
or like you know how like in Pulp Fiction when they're in the diner, and then
Oh yeah.
Jim Roth.
the same scene where basically they go to the coffee shop manager and he's like they're about to shoot him or whatever, and he's like, I'm not a hero, I'm just a coffee shop. He's credited in the movie as coffee shop because he's just a coffee shop manager, but then he has a pause. He's literally credited as the coffee shop.
Oh, that's
That's his
awesome.
name.
I was
That's
thinking,
crazy.
honestly, like, since, like, Pulp Fiction's my favorite movie of all time,
Same here.
So
I
good.
would probably be Marvin.
Oh, I just shot Marvin in the
Yeah.
face. I was like getting popped like
Because
that.
that way, like, you know, you get to watch the entire story develop, and especially you get to see one of the most badass scenes of all time.
Yeah.
Man, I don't even have an
that's
opinion.
good.
Well, you gotta have an opinion. You really think God just came down and
Yeah.
what the fuck, man? I just shot Marvin in the face.
Shot Marvin in the face.
Travolta resurrected his career with that movie,
Yes.
and
It's
I
so good.
love Travolta so much.
Yeah.
Just because I love musical theater and singing and dancing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
And he's actually put up like I mean even post Pulp Fiction, he's done some good shit.
Hairspray was great.
Mm-hmm.
I love Hairspray. I don't care what anybody says. That was a good one.
I don't
Nailed it.
Old dog, old wild hogs
Wild Hogs.
Oh,
Never seen that.
in
I'm
Hot Tub
not
Time Machine
interested.
when the guys get in the tub. It's called bail bonding. Have you
Oh,
even
yeah.
seen wild hogs?
That's a great movie too.
Or Old Dogs with Robin Williams and John Travolta.
I haven't even seen that one. I don't even know that one.
Oh, it's super weird.
It sounds really weird.
Yeah.
I forgot how much I miss Robin Williams. I was watching the Mork and Mindy 40th anniversary marathon. Don't ask. But it was just like, you look at somebody who just acted with such intentionality, and the way he smiled at everything was just
so great.
so pure.
Yeah, I was having a nostalgia overload moment today when I saw the post about it being the 20th anniversary of Phil Hartman's death.
Oh, yeah.
He was
I
my
saw
absolute
that.
favorite.
So great.
Brutal.
Within like a 5-month time frame, Chris Farley and Phil Hartman passed away. I'm just like, they were like in my top 5 cast members.
Yep.
It's just
That's
like,
crazy.
so they both made any scene work, no matter what.
The Santa Claus in the lobby is trying to kill me.
Yeah. When he plays Charlton Heston reading doing a book on tape, a dirty book. I like my vagina. I stare at it in the mirror whenever I get the chance.
Yes.
Phil Hartman was just the best.
Oh, man.
Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. He had the most soothing voice.
He did. He really did.
The church lady. Like all this, like... Yeah. Wait, one more topic, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Hold on. I
Yeah,
will
sorry,
play-
my bad.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I was
Sorry.
listening to you guys.
I'm sorry.
I couldn't figure one out, but then you guys were talking about Pulp Fiction, and I would probably play the bride from Kill Bill.
Oh.
I would
Yes.
love to do
Oh,
that.
good choice.
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
a massive Tarantino fan.
Me too.
Well played.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yes. Good. Yeah. Very good choice.
Just gonna
Yeah,
throw
that's an
that in
awesome
there.
choice.
Now.
Excellent choice. That is an awesome choice.
Because, yeah, I would be
I need
really
to
into
rewatch
it.
those movies.
I have the
Again.
soundtrack on my phone. It's so
One of the biggest
Nice.
things about Tarantino, like that is, well, probably not underappreciated, but people forget, is his choice in music is incredible.
Dude,
Yeah.
his
So
music,
good.
it's on another level.
Yeah.
It is so good. And speaking of Tarantino, I'm excited for his Manson movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
that looks.
Yeah.
Who's playing Manson again?
I can't remember his
I
name.
think it
He's
was
not
someone
well
that,
known,
like-
I don't think.
Everybody was thinking like, oh, if those two paired up together, it'd be
I want to see
insane.
Tarantino's Star Trek
Tarantino
movie.
And the guy
Yeah.
who's playing Manson. I can't remember. I don't know who he is. I
It
can't think
I
of
can't remember
is. It is.
Is it Edward Norton?
No, I
Oh,
don't think
that
so.
would be-
that'd be
Leonardo
fucking bonkers.
DiCaprio.
What? Oh, that's
No,
right.
Is
it Leo? Are you
No.
No
looking it up?
way. Leo's not
No.
playing
I
Manson.
googled it. That's the first thing that pops up, but that's not.
No,
sorry.
he's playing Rick Dalton.
Because he's one of my favorite actors too. Is Leo?
Sharon, Margot Robbie is playing
Wall
Sharon
Street.
Tate.
I never saw Wolf of Wall
Dr. Evil.
Street.
Damon Harriman.
Dude, treat yourself.
Yeah, I don't know.
3
who it
hours.
is,
Me
What?
too.
Do it. Just do it, man.
He's been in like a bunch of like smaller things, I think. Damon Harriman.
but I
Oh,
don't know.
so just randomly, did you guys see? There's like a teaser that just came out over the weekend of Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. All of my yes.
So
What the
good.
hell do I think about that?
I'm into it.
Fucking awesome.
It's
I'm into it.
He's creepy as shit, which is obviously what you want. But I'm like,
Anyone that's not Jared Leto, I'm totally fine with it.
Yeah.
I just
dude,
don't
so
like
many.
Jared's
Oh my god, so many
interpretation.
people
I
like
wasn't a
bought that,
fan.
man. The Jared Leto Joker. I mean,
Jared overdid it.
Well, I think they
Yeah,
should have
I
just
think so,
never
too. Yeah.
made the Joker again after Heath Ledger. Like you can't. That's
I
going to be the
agree.
best villain
but then they come out
performance
with
ever.
Joaquin
But
Phoenix.
but Joaquin
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to be.
I'm sure he'll be good. I
He'll
just hope it
be the
doesn't.
one that picks up the torch, and I feel for Jared Leto because it's like, who the fuck could have followed? He had to do something completely different.
Yeah.
And how
Yeah,
the
he
fuck
did.
do you follow that?
Yeah.
Literally, you're following someone who was martyred for their role,
Yes.
and there's no way any living actor, period, could have competed with that. So I applaud him for like attacking it and actually trying to do something new with it.
Yeah.
I didn't care for it, but he's got my sympathy for that. That was quite the fucking hurdle to launch
True.
yourself
Yeah.
over.
That being said, the best Joker, I think, will forever be Mark Hamill.
Of course.
well, but that's the voice.
Kevin
I know,
Conroy
but I mean
is
like
Batman.
that. But I mean
I
like that
know.
whole like that level of like the. To me, like the most iconic rendition of that character is what Mark Hamill
I
has
agree.
brought to
Oh,
it.
dude, and
I
he
wish we
plays
could.
so well.
I wish we could capture that
Yeah.
in film. I don't know who would
Yes.
do it, but like that, I feel like that personality has yet to be fully explored.
Yeah.
Could we say Mark Hamill is the voice and Heath Ledger is the
Yes.
At least
Oh,
in my opinion.
yeah,
like,
yeah, no,
like they're
without a
both
doubt.
they're both there. Because I mean Mark Hamill you can't compete with that. That is the Joker voice.
Mhm.
Period.
Hands down.
Yeah, like end of discussion.
No contest.
So, but the thing that I didn't like about Jared Leto's thing was they sold Justice League, or sorry, not Justice League, sorry, Suicide Squad.
Mm-hmm.
They sold it entirely on like, hey, the Joker's in this movie for 5 fucking minutes.
Well, that whole thing was a train wreck with the whole like.
There's no plot.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, no,
you had like 3 different plots, and then you hired a trailer company to come in and recut it and said, make this work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
from
all
what
of the
I've been
DC
hearing
movies.
was apparently they had like a lot of other content with the Joker, and they ended up like scrapping it.
Yep.
They Frankenstein the movie for something else, and it's like, why?
It's one of those where the soundtrack was better than the film.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
That's
Panic's
all the DC
cover of
ones,
Bohemian
yeah.
Rhapsody.
Yes.
Panic's cover was just so
good.
Yeah, and then Brendan still kills it on tour.
I enjoy Justice League more than I thought I would.
I will agree to that too.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the sequel. That's never going to happen.
Well, yeah,
Justice League 2 in Justice League.
They got rid of Ben Affleck, or they didn't get rid of him. He quit, and
He's
so
gone.
did Henry Cavill.
And yep, he's done.
Yeah, so there's no Batman, there's no Superman.
And they're
right now.
allegedly
So,
they want to bring
no
on
movie.
Michael B. Jordan as Superman.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
I heard that
But he's
rumor,
the bad
but that's
guy in-
still just a
Oh,
rumor.
yeah, I
Black
did
Panther.
hear about that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yep, that's
So I
right.
don't know
Yeah.
who would make the next Batman, because I thought Ben Affleck was
Get
actually.
Bale back on the fucking docket, dude.
I
That's, I guess I liked him as Batman.
Yeah,
I
love him as
he
Batman.
didn't. This is such a superficial thing. He didn't have the right chin for Batman.
Christian Bale with George Clooney's chin.
George okay, George Clooney was the best.
No, he wasn't.
I feel like George Clooney was the best. I thought he was the best Bruce Wayne. I thought he was the best Bruce Wayne. George Clooney worked as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
There's a lot
yeah,
There's a lot of agreements that Ben Affleck was the best Bruce Wayne, which may be that.
The real question is if they make another Batman, who is going to play Mr. Freeze? That's my main question.
Bring back Arnold.
Bring back
We
Arnold.
gotta bring back
Chill
Arnold.
out.
Yeah.
We have.
It's the Ice Age.
And
Uma
since
Thurman
Kobe's out of
was
prison
my
now,
very first crush as a kid.
Poison
Oh, yeah,
Ivy,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, she
Yeah, babe.
she did a good job.
Yeah.
Doing that role.
and have Tom Hardy come back as that Bane.
Is that Tom Hardy he was incredible as Bane. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Venom.
Yes.
He's
Venom's
got
gonna
such
be
a mumble mouth, though. I can't understand.
And that was after they fixed the audio.
Yeah, because they had to dub his voice for every fucking scene.
He's very pretty.
That crab was on his face, and they couldn't understand
The
it.
crab.
Crossing this place,
It's just
no
building
survivors.
Oh,
You're all good.
What?
I just
You
saw
saw the flashing lights.
I
it's
was
just
like, what
building
happened?
Security.
Should I
Oh,
check Pulse Point app? Is there a crash?
Nope.
do we need to duck and cover?
Does anybody know what Pulse Point
I'm a
is?
goner.
Just say it again.
Pulse Point is like, and it's a great app for my job because anytime that the Sioux Falls Fire Rescue gets dispatched, they give you the exact location and what it is.
Oh,
I'll
but
point
because
it
you're
out.
a journalist, though, so that makes sense
Subway.
for you.
At Subway.
At Subway.
At Subway.
At
Yeah.
Subway.
Yeah, at Subway.
Say hi to Jared for me.
I will.
Oh.
Oh.
No, I won't.
I was
No.
kidding. I was
What
kidding.
was the
Don't
name
say
of that
hi.
app?
What's that?
Pulse Point.
Okay.
All right.
It looks like, well, the camera can't really see, but oh, it's loading. I haven't
Put it
used
up to
in
the
5
camera.
days.
Just hold it right up there.
Or, well, not that camera. That
Right up
camera.
there.
I will.
I'm out front.
It's
So one
One
more.
final.
yeah, one
One
fight.
first.
Yeah, I've got to be at work in 6 hours.
Yeah, we gotta do this.
Do you think VHS will ever go back in style?
In my life, it's always there.
It's back in demand, if that's a way to answer the question.
Is it?
It's-
Yeah. Yeah, you can... People are buying VCRs and they're buying VHS tapes for way more than they worth, or in
Sure.
my opinion, than they're worth right now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more of a niche at this point.
It is.
And it's one of those things that I'll bet it'll come back in style for like certain things. Like people will have parties and watch films on
Yeah, I
VHS, just VHS, no other option.
I have them for nostalgic value.
Yeah.
I have my little TV with the VCR, like in it, and I that's all I have in my room. And I have all my Disney movies. I have Face Off on VHS. I have The Rock. I have all the Steven Seagal movies you could ever ask for on VHS. I love it, and that's why I
Do you think Steven Seagal will ever come back in this popularity, or
He's just going to stay in Russia.
Yeah.
Is that-
He's in Russia?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Weird.
Weird.
I didn't know that.
He's riding around shirtless with Vladimir Putin.
But actually,
The
And Dennis Rodman.
morning
Oh, no,
rays
that's North
reflecting through
Korea.
his hair as
Never mind.
him and Putin ride across the Ural Mountains.
Yes.
Summers in Kiev.
the only reason I want VHS to come back in style is so that the "Do You Know Duved" sketch will come back into popularity.
What the hell is that?
Okay, there's a sketch called "Do You Know Duved," where it's this guy calls into basically a Best Buy or something, and he's trying to buy a Duved player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one.
remember
He's
that
just
now.
like, first there was this,
yeah.
and now there's Duved.
Oh, I remember that.
A Juve can look at a tooth. Yeah.
What was that last one?
A Juve can look at a tooth. JVC LCD TV. But he just pronounces everything, so it's just like, I had the plasma tube, and now when I want, look at the tube.
Nice.
Oh, that's dumb.
Sorry, it took me a second to grasp.
Forgot about that.
Anyway.
Nice.
I used to literally tape. I would go to like Target and buy a stack of VHS recordables
Yeah.
and tape all these shows all the time.
Yeah.
And I stopped at a weird year, 2012.
John Krasinski.
I was just reading that.
Well, no, I was reading the comment above that says, dude, you and me are hanging hard. And I feel like that's not how that works.
That's on a delay. I look like I'm slowly losing interest in it.
No, that's like the freeze frame. It's just like, you're probably wondering how I got here.
You're just like,
oh.
All around me are familiar faces.
yeah. I stopped using VHS when I discovered Hulu and Netflix.
Yeah.
Like I used to tape every show because I'm like, oh, I want to keep this. This is
Way
great.
back in the day, like when I was a really, really young kid, Mom and Dad had HBO, so there'd be all these movies on there, and like Wayne's World,
Yeah.
Ace Ventura, like the essentials, and they would record them off of HBO on
Right, yeah.
VHS tapes. So we
My family would too.
yeah.
Yeah.
HBO or DirecTV, we'd rent a movie and then tape it.
Yes, and it was an event. The
Pay-per-view.
family would sit around.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat was the first movie on DirecTV we ever did that for, and the whole family's like, wow.
That's awesome.
And then my little sister, who was like 5, decided it was her favorite movie in the world and took it over to my grandma's house. And the
Mortal
most
Kombat?
hilarious thing, because she's like, her describing that, like, I still remember that years later, where she's just like, so she asked to watch this movie called Mortal Kombat, and I put the cassette in, and the music and the flames. God bless you, Grandma.
Oh,
Did she make
that's so sweet.
Did she make a comment on the spelling of combat? Wait, was it spelled with?
She didn't mention that. She just kept talking about the flames.
Flames.
Oh.
Oh. Goro? Is it Goro from Mortal Kombat?
The forums.
Yeah.
grosses me the fuck out. Oh, God, he's nasty.
Even playing,
Ew.
even playing the games with the forums.
Yeah, well, I
Even
like
worse.
the game, but like in the movie, his eyeballs, I'm like, ugh, I don't like that.
I used to love going to Lewis and renting movies and not returning them.
Yeah.
I returned most of them. One of them was UHF with Weird Al. It was an out-of-print film, out-of-print VHS in like 96,
Oh my
97, maybe 97, something like that. And it was like one of the only copies they had it there. I'm like, oh, I have to see this. I was like 4. Like, why do I want to see a Weird Al film at 4? Because we all do. And so I rented it, and my mom talked to the owner and said, "Can my son have this?" Like, and they let me have it. I'm like,
That's
"What?"
awesome.
Like,
That
you know,
is awesome.
I was. It was a really hard to find video from like 1990,
That is great.
That's Lewis.
and so I still have it. Like, I'm just like, it's a hard to find thing. So I'm just like,
Crazy.
yeah, I was just like, one love, job bless.
Oh my god.
Job very blessed.
Job very blessed. Yeah.
I suppose we probably should count that as the last topic.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
So our last part of the show is shameless plugs. If you guys have things you'd like to promote,
Ooh.
Sweet.
shows
What
or
you do.
any performances or anything, or things that you have going on that you'd like to share.
Well, we just did the British Invasion Cabaret for Goodnight Theatre Collective.
Oh, it's all, yeah, I saw about that.
But
one
it's
ago.
over.
Right.
Saw her.
No. So
How did it go?
it was awesome. I haven't like gotten involved in musicals or theater since college, and like to do it again was just
Awesome.
soul filling. It was incredible. If I do need to plug something, if you're ever up from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., you can turn it to either 46 or soon to be 21. You gotta rescan your channels, and you can hang out with me.
It's a Subway channel.
It's the Subway channel.
Subway
Good channel.
Eat fresh.
Eat fresh.
There's a 3-tone thing that we have.
Well, that's news to me.
Oh!
I gotta go.
Or if you ever need your home power washed, I can do that too.
Yep.
That's my second job.
Exterior.
Contact Ryan about it.
Actually, don't. Please don't.
Please don't.
Okay, well, no, we can talk about it later. Anyway,
Yeah.
We don't
how
wanna
late
close it.
do we paint? Here?
We are absolutely booked for the. Okay, a quick plug for Select Painting. We are absolutely booked for the exterior season because like we are already pushing into November, and we have no idea if the weather's gonna hold up. But we do interior work. So if you want your house painted sometime in the winter, we do interior stuff. But if you need your house painted like starting next spring or summer, we're also selling for that. So.
Because I am really burnt out of working like 65 hours a week. Every week.
Yeah, no, our exterior season's closing real fast, especially with all the rain and potential snow coming in.
Was that a Liu King bicycle kick?
I don't know. I just got excited.
I've been shooting The Ink and the Willow, which is an Udo Velvet short film. We'll
Nice.
see how we'll see how it turns out. It's been fun. It's been
Awesome.
real.
Stoked to see it.
It's been real fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I got going on. Just working at O's.
Yeah.
Doing that.
Yeah.
Stop into Olivia's.
Is that the cool way to? Is that the cool way to refer to it?
I just call
Going
it O's.
going to
I
O.
don't know.
Yeah.
Going to
Oh.
O's.
Been there forever, so. Right.
Garrett, should we plug?
Might as well.
It's not confirmed, but Garrett and I potentially are going to collaborate for the Soul Crate rap karaoke.
Well, they.
Or it's not Soul Crate
Yeah, I was gonna
anymore.
say you gotta scratch the soul
scratch,
thing.
scratch that, but rap karaoke at
Yeah.
Icon
Yeah,
next
'cause-
month.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically they're I don't think the name is actually on the event. It's
Now
just,
it's just rap karaoke now.
Yeah.
Is it the Halloween rap karaoke
Yeah,
thing?
it's
the very
I
same.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last
You
year
guys
was
should go.
super fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Sweet.
Get your name on the docket. Do a song. It's fun.
Garrett and I are deciding if we do collaborate what song to go for. We're not sure. But
When is it again?
Late
October 26th. It's a Friday. They usually try to do it the Friday before Halloween. So it's fun. I think there's a cover charge. I think it's like $5 or $10.
I might let my inner.
Dude, do it. Dude, get up there. Dude, get up there. Do Wu-Tang, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like you'd be at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do
Good.
Tribe. Oh,
Oh yeah.
can I kick it?
Oh.
Yes.
When I know Kane.
Oh no. No.
Shameless
No.
plug, Louise. Oh my god, they came out with emoji butt plugs. I don't.
What?
No.
What?
God, no,
Yeah, I
please,
was
no.
Wouldn't it just be the poop one?
They didn't have the poop one. I was like, you had an opportunity.
You didn't.
They couldn't afford the royalties on that one.
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. Oh, one more thing though that I'm not directly involved with, but I love supporting local music is the Eat Your Face Metal Fest is at Biggs
Oh, yeah.
this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Biggs is a great venue.
Yes, and they've been like redoing a bunch of stuff.
It's not far from here.
Yeah,
No.
no, it's.
Yeah.
Like basically right next to the old Kmart on 12th.
I'd just like to say, as somebody who hosts a lot of like different musicians, performers passing through, Biggs is always like a super, super big supporter of local acts and local
Yeah.
music, and
Yeah.
thank you for that.
Yes, thank you, Biggs.
Thank you.
Yeah, Biggs is dope. And like they get some like strangely huge acts to show up there.
They
Talking about
Mushroom Head there
Yeah.
once.
Mushroom Head, and then they also had Devil Driver.
Yeah, they did.
Like not too long ago. And then as far as rap goes, they had
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Mac Lethal.
They did have Bone
Thugs
Thugs,
too.
yeah.
But they had Mac Lethal, and then they had Wax.
Yeah.
I I'm pissed that I missed
Helmet
that.
play there too?
That's Icon.
Oh no, that was at Icon.
That was a
Okay,
fun
I
show.
missed that one to go to Hydro Beer Hall.
Yeah, there's like 4 shows that night.
Rip
Yes,
Hydro
there
Beer Hall.
was. That was crazy. Yeah.
Helmet was fun.
So Eat Your Face Metal Fest starts at 4 this
Nice.
Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, I think all my stand-up gigs are done for now.
Oh no.
You've got
I have
something on Saturday.
And Sioux Empire Podcast Live.
Yep.
Nice.
Sioux Empire
7 p.m.
Podcast live recording at SuperCon. Well, first off, let me just unpack the whole SuperCon thing. I will be at a booth through the whole weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come harass me, whatever. I may or may not show up on Saturday dressed as the Hulk in full green body paint. That
Yes.
rumor has not been confirmed yet, but that may happen. I have to figure out how to not get the body paint all over all my gadgets that because I'm also recording it with photos and audio recorders.
Just paint that too.
Yeah, exactly. My beautiful camera.
You just need setting powder over everything.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I can sweat through. I tried to go as
Nope.
Fat Albert in college, and everyone said I looked like a burn victim.
No, powder.
Damn!
Powder's what you do.
Okay.
Oh my god!
So
That's brutal.
anyway, Friday, I'm doing a tutorial on how to do this crazy podcasting stuff. So if you want to learn I won't be like fucking around. I'll actually tell you the technicals of how to do this. That's Friday night at 7:00. And then the fucking around will be on Saturday night, 7 p.m. with Zach Dresch and comedian White Boy.
Oh, nice.
And still waiting on confirmation on Sarah Werner from Girl in Space and Right Now Podcast.
Cool.
And we'll be doing one of my favorite bits we ever did for the Sioux Empire podcast, Sioux Empire Fantasy Fight Club. So kind of random like the Dresch Code, but we're going to give you like different fights, like who would win in a physical battle, and it'll be like, an example would be like Christy Gnome versus David the Gnome.
David
Who
the
would
Gnome
win-
all the
who
fucking
would,
way.
Who would win and why? Support your answer.
I mean, Christian Gnome grew up on a farm, so.
I know, but David Gnome's got the magic, and he's got that fox, man, and the fox could like claw your eyes. And anyway, we'll get into it on the podcast. Check it out.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then Sunday, and then that same night, we're doing a live recording of Macabre Grimoire. We're gonna get into some paranormal shit. We're gonna see just how haunted we can get the Sioux Falls Convention Center before they throw us out, and then what kind of demons we can summon or some shit. And yeah, it should be a great time. We're all
Ouija
doomed,
board.
and and then check out the Travis's free magic show on Sunday for Family Day.
For Family Day.
Perfect. Oh, I forgot.
Sans demons.
Yeah, Booblets and I have a show at
Yes.
Also Good in 2 weeks.
That's right.
I've never been there. I've heard it's a great place, so I'm excited for
Where's
that.
this?
Oh So Good in Garrettson. It's a really great restaurant that hosts shows and stuff. So
Yeah, it's a good place.
it'll be fun. And I'm handing out candy to kids as the flu bug in late October.
There we go.
For a couple nights. They asked me, do
That's
you
a
want to
bad
do
joke.
it? I'm very excited. I now have I now have a PR coordinator for the flu bug, which is nuts. Like,
Oh yeah, I know.
You have a handler.
yeah.
Do you have an airborne bug?
And they asked if I wanted to do a photo with the governor.
It's the closest I've got.
As a flu bug?
Wake up, sheeple! Didn't
Wake
happen.
Oh.
You know, they wanted me to creep while he was getting a flu shot. And they're like, oh, no, we're good.
No.
I'm like, okay. So that'll be fun as
That's
well.
awesome.
So it's I want to dress as the flu bug for rap karaoke, but I feel like they wouldn't go for it. So I'm like, it's the same night.
What are they gonna
too.
do?
So
Yeah.
well, I want to film my set, and then it's one of those things like they'd be like, how dare you?
Yeah,
Like,
how dare
I sort of want to keep it a secret, but I won't. I want to try to get a Kim Jong Un man romper. For
Yes.
it's his face, full face
Oh,
on the
my
romper.
God.
I'm gonna try to rock that.
yeah.
Do
I'm
it.
gonna try to get
That's
it for.
impressive.
It'll be in a month, so hopefully I'll have time.
No.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the romper. So
That'd be great.
I want to make an impact.
I'll try and wear 2 costumes that night. So the flu bug then, and then I'll wear something that's white and nerdy. Hint. So we'll see. So yeah, that's it for plugs. I think we got everything.
I think we got it.
Ryan, yes.
No, we don't got it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
No,
my bad.
two quick things for Monster Soul Theater Company. We had to move our fall show, Oleana, which we're now moving that to the end of January. So 2019 is going to be stacked. We're going to end up with 3 shows just back to back to back. But it ends place in November 15th. We are now doing we're doing another reading. This time, so that's we got some stuff in the works there. So I'll have more details once we iron out those details. But reading in the fall, November 15th, and then Oleana we're pushing back to end of January.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
That's what I got.
Awesome. And then our next episode here will be Monday, October 8th. Guests to be announced, but I got some rings in the fire that we're gonna unleash.
Rings in the
Not
fire.
confirmed,
Thunder
but stick around and check our Facebook for updates. And Lena, Garrett, Simon, thank you guys for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
guys.
having
This
me.
is
Thanks,
a blast.
everybody.
This is
Thank
fun.
you guys.
Ryan, Robert, thank you guys as always. And you have been listening to
The Dresch Code.
Code.